calling that early in the freaking morning, and I was like tired.
Man, we heard you snoring and everything. Hi, everybody.
And we're live. Welcome to the Tico Trend Channel. We are live with Dozangsand, Yam, MiGTOW in the Wind, and Tico Trend, and myself, Double I. Welcome to the stream.
Subscribe to everybody.
Like, subscribe, pound the bell so you can get notified. The regular.
Hi, everybody.
Do not buy our merch because we do not sell any.
There you go.
Actually, I think Tico sells underwear. I'm not sure. Did you give up on that?
Race tracks or no?
You mean gym gear?
Did you buy stock in that underwear company or something like that?
No, I ain't buying no stock in an underwear company. What the hell?
I thought you said something about buying stock in underwear company. Who was that said that?
Not me. I said I own a gym line. A gym line.
It wasn't you then.
Gym line.
A gym line.
So I have my shirt came in today.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, I got to show you my shirt.
All right.
We'll do it.
That's funny. Problem solved. Push the chick out the door. Push her out.
There's
Yeah.
the door.
Yo, that's all.
Okay, so nice.
Yeah. Take us to the night mode.
I will take you.
I will take you to hell.
You to the place where we are headed. Yes, sir.
Hold on.
So, what do
Preach
you
it to
think?
him, brother.
What did you think of Mega Man's video? It's going to be a short, hot take. I want to hear from Duzang first.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched it.
Oh, my son.
Wait, which one? Which one? Where he was like caught in the middle between like the trolls and that one?
No. It's the one where he's talking about. He's talking about is he a simp because he talks to his mom or his sister or a coworker or a woman or a female police officer, and he's just talking about the English language and how there's like an elephant in the room that no MiGTOW talks about, but that needs to be discussed.
And what is that? What is the elephant in the room?
Female
I don't
relatives.
know. We all see it. Yeah, but none of us talk about it. And female relatives.
You mean that fat elephant right there?
Yep. I think
Female
we
relatives.
watched too many tables.
All right, let's talk about the fat elephant.
All right.
Hey,
I think-
Tico.
I think like
Oh, good lord.
what? Tell the cartoon princess.
All right. So my mom, I have a mom and no sisters. I have aunts that I never see, and let's see here. I think my mom did her best, but at the same time, I feel like she sabotaged me in a way.
Sabotage.
I still talk to my sister.
Sabotage.
Sabotage, because the reason I say that is because raising me, she raised me to be a simp, essentially. I mean, my dad wasn't there. I didn't know any of my uncles. I knew my brother, my mom, my grandma, and my grandpa. And it was always,
And they were all.
being a single parent, it's not easy. All right.
Yes.
It's not easy. I'm a single parent myself. It's hard as fuck. But sometimes, like, as a woman, sometimes you just want to make your kids make you happy because that's what's easier. If that makes sense.
You said you want them to make you happy. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Right, because it's easier sometimes.
The neat thing about children, though, is it's not the fact that they're hard to raise as much as you put a lot of roadblocks or you put up a lot of shit that actually makes it more complicated than it needed to be as a parent, though. That's something I learned. Like raising children isn't as hard as everybody makes it out to be if you don't make it as complicated as it needs to be for the most part.
I'm sorry. No, I was fucking around with this in my hand, and I wanted to get off camera, and
You realized it was still on camera. You're a goofball.
I turned my mic instead of my camera. So there we go. All right, my bad. All right.
You're fine. Yeah, you're fine. But
Man,
yeah,
that's some self-sabotage.
yeah, I realized that like, you know, the more complicated I made parenting be, the worse it was for the most part.
Interesting. Well, okay. Can you expand upon that a little bit?
A good example of that is because I had two twins. I have two sets of twins. I have the oldest set and I got the youngest set. The oldest set, on the other hand, is the Shari and Kirna. They weren't really hard to raise as much as I made it more complicated for myself to actually raise them because I put in a lot of shit that actually made it more like much harder for me. It's kind of like how I told you I was a tiger parent for the most part. Being a tiger parent is both. It can actually be both hard and easy. It can be both. It's mostly hard though, because you as a parent, you're not really reciprocating a whole lot of the stuff, but you expect them to do good no matter what for the most part, or you expect them to always better themselves. Like if they get an A, you be like, why do you get an A plus?
I remember asking
Right.
yeah,
why don't you get an A plus? You know, shit like that.
Like, what would you do if your kids got bad grades? And Double I was like, that would never happen. And I was like, oh shit, that's crazy. Like that's a completely different
about
mindset.
that is like that's what makes it more complicated when you're being a tiger parent for the most part. And what you're basically doing is you're putting a noose on your children, but you want them to do. But I can understand the whole entire concept behind it. You want them to do better. You want them to excel. You want them to do very good with themselves. However, when you overdo it, it makes it more complicated for you to actually do your job. On top of that, this is where I got the free range parent into play, basically, because like I always say, I give my children a space to grow as their own human beings for the most part, but I still want them to do well. So I call myself a free range tiger parent for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things where it's like it makes it much more easier for me as a parent. No, you did not with that little hand.
Like parenting isn't a very popular topic unless you're in like the Pinterest circles,
right?
The Pinterest sphere,
right?
Or the the Instagram for kids sphere, or the if all your videos follow COPPA, that's where people actually would talk about certain things like that. And well, that wasn't really the elephant in the room that Mega Man was talking about. He was talking about people in the community that talk about violence against women, and like that's something that no one really, because while you can say that we need to talk more about parenting, I think we also
talked about that a while ago in another video.
No. I was just mentioning him because his video dropped today, and so that's kind of current, like a current events thing I wanted to to use to try kind of like open up the discussion.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I've talked violence against women before. I'm not gonna lie. There's some humor into it for me. You know, I mean, have I ever hit a woman? No. Have I tripped a woman? Yeah. Have I pushed her? Yeah. But I would say this place is not safe from that kind of dialogue or discussion. I think this is one of the places where it might happen more often than in some more gentlemanly channels out there.
Well, the thing about me,
I think that it's important to dissect it, because the violence part is it might not be what people think it is, because nowadays we have microaggressions and the like. So let's just figure this out and like nip it in the bud, because
the sad part about that is like I don't believe I'm not a big proponent of violence against women, but I am a proponent of karma.
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
so something happens to a woman in my presence, and it was karma. I'm not stepping in.
Right.
I'm not stepping in. I'm not the one that's laying the law either, though. It's pretty much the laws of physics and average for the most part. Laws of physics and laws of pretty much karma. She could jack up. It's kind of like when I made a video a long time ago about a woman who literally literally clutched her purse and looked at me like I was going to rob an Asian woman that clutched her purse and looked at me like I was going to rob her. And as before the light even turned like red so we could cross the street, this lady took off across the street away from me, and a white guy ran the opposite direction, snatched her purse as I'm walking right past her, and she's looking at me like I'm going to do something. I just kept walking. That's not violence against women. It's just the fact that I really don't care. If you're going to treat me like a criminal, don't expect me to help you in a time of need, basically.
Right.
Or the time when I said there was a lady that fell down the steps and I moved. I literally moved because I didn't want her falling on me.
Yeah, and I'm also
that was wearing a shit ton of makeup too, so I definitely didn't want her face on me.
and that chick that almost ate shit on the trails.
Yeah, that chick that ate shit on the trails. Hey, look, she's paying attention to her phone. That's what she get.
Yep.
Like if you're paying attention to your phone, I believe in Darwinism for the most part. So if you're out in public and you're actually crossing the street and you're paying attention to your phone and it's still green, you go up over the hood of a car. I'm not stopping you from going over the hood of a car. That's something your parents should have taught you.
Look both ways before crossing the street.
For reals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't believe in violence. I believe in karma.
Yeah, I don't believe violence against women.
Wait, hold on. Does
right.
Ass smacking in a bedroom count?
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
That's a hurt so good. That's a different kind.
Different.
Yeah,
but there's different. There's actually I don't know. I think there's like different kinds of
sometimes
cruelty and stuff that could get brought up.
This is what I believe. This is what I believe.
Yeah.
I believe in getting a popcorn and a beer or soda and watching the show.
Hey, I'm with you on that one.
That sounds
Where the hell you get those little ass hands at?
Huh?
You heard me.
Some Trump hands.
Sound my son Laza, huh? Guilty. Where'd you get those little ass hands from? Okay, Birdman.
I got them from a board game I bought at Walmart.
I think I know what board game you got it from too.
It's called oh man. Here, I'll be right back. Let me go check what it's called.
I'll be right back.
Go check it out.
He's gonna go check it.
Into any friends.
You know.
If he runs into any friends, he's gonna be gone for the rest of the stream.
Right? The rest of the stream, he's gone. Right?
Hey,
start talking, smoke a blunt.
Yeah, exactly. Then he's just couch locked. Now he can't go. Now he can't come back. Yeah.
Right?
Fuck you, Yam.
Well, he's gone.
He said, "I heard you, Yam."
Oh damn.
It's called Handemonium.
Gotcha.
Oh, nice.
Handemonium. So yeah, I like.
Make sure you clean and sanitize those little hands before you.
Yeah, I will.
Wow.
Wait, just to kind of segue, I wanted to ask MiGTOW on the way. Somebody commented on your video or commented on a comment to yours that said that you don't know how to spell. So could you elaborate on that?
Let me break this to you. The abbreviation for MI for military is MI. So I'm incorporating part of my life part of my life and my understanding of the red pill from a military standpoint.
Interesting.
So MIT, the military is basically taking care of two letters. I'm basically saying I can't say military MiGTOW to win. That would basically be too damn long. So if you drop the I and
you say that, they also remember militant MiGTOW to win too. If you say that shit, say it's militant.
Yeah. Like the funny thing is, like, being like militant MiGTOW, which is like in the wind, he probably promotes the least amount of violence, which is pretty ironic.
I don't really say he's violent, but he gets away all the damn time.
Yeah. And that's a different thing. It's like talking about shooting guns and drinking beer.
Oh yeah, and NASCAR.
That's different than actually saying that.
NASCAR and drinking beer.
Also, it helps people pronounce it better because maybe they need help with the pronunciation
MiGTOW.
because they can't quite understand it.
Make America Great Their Own Way, the MagTows, or the MGTOWs. MGTOWs is
Those
one of my
guys.
favorite.
Yeah, those guys just a big cope.
Because
Really? That's what we doing now,
apparently that person didn't really think to ask why my name is spelled with an I. You know,
It's always had a 9.
It's always had an I. It's always had an I. You pick now to address it.
I always feel bad whenever, or looking back, because I used to be.
That ranks up there. That ranks up there with the guy that said. That ranks up there with the guy that said, I like your content, but you're black, and I only subscribe to white MiGTOW subscribers." I go, okay. And that's right. It's like,
have fun.
Dude, that's totally fine. Like, I don't care about that.
Like, I don't care shit. Like, I found that you're black, and I only subscribe to black. I only subscribe to white MiGTOW subscribers. I was like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, and like I don't. I'm an advocate for people being able to subscribe to who they want to.
Yeah, for real.
You got to listen to who you can relate to.
Yeah, and not feel compelled to subscribe to someone just because they have a label. Like, the thing is, like, when I was about like 6 months back, when I started making YouTube content about MiGTOW, I used to go under the name MiGTOW Live program, like the MiGTOW Live.
I remember that.
And I would like, now there's a MiGTOW Live channel that's been around for about 2 or 3 months, and he makes his own content and he carries the same name. But I'm not going to tell people go and unsubscribe to him or something. I think that he should be able to have whatever name he has, and then come up with whatever content, because it probably doesn't even overlap with what I was talking about. And if it does, then that's fine, because like I don't really claim any ownership over this, the knowledge that I'm kicking, because it's like, we are, as I was telling a fellow person who's taken the red pill, and I found him to be taking the red pill, and now he's asking me to like guide him. I'm telling him, and I'm asking him, please treat this as, not like a master student dynamic, but like we're both trying to work on our vices, our improving ourselves, and like get through this together. And so this is just because I have more knowledge to give you than you have for me doesn't mean we can't learn something from each other. And that's the core part of, that's the core thing that I'm thinking about now whenever I make content, is that we're all in this together.
We in this together.
And I call that a yam to yam transfer.
Yeah. We in this together. That kind of reminds me of the Clayton Thomas batter husband comedy skits. You ever see them? We in this together.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's like, I didn't have the kind of context to play around with the acronym when I entered. Like, Dozangsand and I, we're straight up and down MiGTOW. Like, that sign that you see right there, that is who we are, like, through and through. And it explains us so well, because before that we weren't really. It's like almost we're born again MiGTOW. That's born again MiGTOWs.
No, in a way.
No, for real. That's how it was. And people can shame, like, I see a lot of shaming coming in from like the anti-MiGTOW community and just MiGTOWs in general, who want to say like, oh, you weren't there, you weren't my day ones. But it's like, I understand why they do that in a way. You gotta show some respect to the old heads. And I do, but because they don't really, it's harmless. Their criticism, it keeps people in line with sort of like the history. And I love history, man. I love the fact that people can learn about something like and relate to it, and even though they weren't even around for it. And what I hate about like schooling is that they have all these different initiatives now to freaking make Black studies and Black history like the center of American history and stuff. And it's just like, it wasn't as bad when I was in school, but now it's getting. When I got into college, it was just like, it was starting to creep in. Like, you could still see some of the truth, but then now the truth is completely hidden. It's just fully fabricated at this point. Yeah, and yeah, and like I said, I didn't have the ability to talk about MGTOW in a complex way when I first started. I had to kind of dissect it piece by piece for myself, and you see that in my older
I
videos.
still can't talk to it about it like all sophisticated. Yeah, you sound a hell of a lot smarter than me when you talk, you know. But that's a good.
Yeah, but I don't make like the thing is like we're all in a different lane though. Like I can't be the same. I can't have the same like mentality as the four other people on the panel because we're all. I can't apply I have to apply the knowledge to my own life. I can't be like, oh, how can I be more like Dozangsand? How can I be more like Double I? How can I be more like Chico?
You don't want to be like me, boy. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah,
the sad part about that. The sad part about that is like,
You also don't want to.
and to be honest about this panel, there's only There's technically only 3 MGTOWs on this panel.
Who?
You, Yam, and MGTOW in the win. That's it.
Yammy, he walked away. I thought you.
That's the thing. That's the elephant.
Yam is a wonderful man.
I'm part of the elephant in the room. I think because I think I'm part of the the group of people that has access to the content, but I'm not a person that is follows the parameters. If that makes any sense.
You know, to be honest, I don't give a shit if you're MGTOW or not. I think you're
exactly.
You're a cool young man.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we got 3 MGTOWs. One that claims he doesn't follow the parameters. You got Double I, who's a red pill. You got me, who's red pill, SYSBM.
Yeah, it's like who wants to dip themselves fully into the MGTOW world? Because like to be honest, like I said, if I came into it like 6 months ago making content, I'm not trying to be anybody previously. Like, of course, you can pay homage, which I've done in the past with like impersonations or videos inspired by a topic that I found in a different video. But you can't just emulate. You got to make your own. You got to make your own thing out of what it is that you learn.
Really gonna get that close to my truck?
And what I saw mostly is that now that the big players in MGTOW kind of blown over, they've gotten more streamlined, or it's not as much of a slog for them to produce content. Now it's like people can just denigrate or can basically throw them under the bus.
Oh my God,
and take credit for all the knowledge that they've been kicking this whole time. Like anything that they talked about is now fair game to be used by someone else, and that's okay. Like I said, you can talk about whatever you want to talk about, but I mean, just be honest about where your inspirations come from, and that way we'll all be more authentic. Like with like music or movies or something. Like whenever you copy something, pay homage to it and be honest about where it's from. Otherwise, it just looks bad and it just looks off because the people that are knowledgeable will know what it's and the people that don't know will have a false sense of revelation. They'll be like, "Oh, dude, I saw this really cool thing in the Star Wars movie," and you'd be like, "Don't you know that they did that in like the old Star Wars movie back in the freaking '80s?" And then they'll be like, "What? Who hurt you?" That's
always like that, don't they? Who hurt you?
It's like, if you know anything outside of the mainstream, then you're hurt. You're hurt.
Right.
Yes. You're hurt.
You're just checking out because you're so fucked up emotionally.
Right.
Yeah. And then like they
almost now. I think because Tico made a prediction about this at the beginning of the year, and I think that like now since MGTOW is basically a mainstream subject, like for the most part, it's almost mainstream. I think that if you don't subscribe to certain MGTOW channels, then even as a MGTOW, you can be okay boomered by other MGTOWs. They'll be like, oh, like you're not subscribed to this MGTOW content creator. Oh, then you're just hurt.
Fuck.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm just saying. That's what I think is going to happen.
That doesn't stop me. Well, then I'm not MGTOW any that way. But there's people I don't even stop to.
You're not going to subscribe to me because I didn't subscribe to somebody you fucking know. Hey. who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
true.
know?
Like I said, I'm surprised I didn't get OK Boomer again. And I'm the oldest sounding one in certain times, you know.
Yeah, we do kind of have some old souls on the panel.
Yeah, but I
For
mean,
sure.
they good souls though. They good souls.
Yeah, they're very
Yep.
good souls.
I ain't gonna chew my food but one time.
Chew my foot.
I ain't gonna chew my food but one time.
What does that mean?
I'm not gonna repeat myself.
Oh,
It's a old southern adage. Old
Oh,
black man. I'm not gonna chew my food but one time.
oh fuck! God damn it, son of a bitch.
oh, damn.
Yeah, it's all.
Tell them how you really feel, Tico.
Yeah, you are also.
Yeah,
You are also too. Jaguar.
I'm 28, but I feel like I'm 50. Yeah, that's kind of me in a nutshell. Like I'm so young that at this point it's like anytime somebody comes through and trying to buy alcohol and I look at their ID and I see it's like 1998. I'm like, listen, son.
Listen, son.
I'm like, you're playing it really close with this freaking 98 trying to come through my line.
In 98, he's technically 22.
Yeah, I know, but I'm still like, I'm
Still cutting up.
I shame. I'm like, who hurt you?
Who hurt you? Why are you drinking?
Who hurt
Why are
you?
you drinking? Who hurt you?
Who hurt you?
I'm like, hey, look, son, I'm gonna need you to get these sniffles, the breast milk from behind your ears, and wait a couple more years to get to drink. And yeah,
And I miss when the soothing warmth of my mom's breast milk could put me to sleep. You know, those were
Those are
good
the
fucking
days.
times.
I never breastfed.
Well, I was a tit baby. Yeah, I was definitely.
I wasn't a tit baby.
yeah.
And maybe that's like deep psychological justification. How was your relationship with your mother's breast? No, that would be something.
What?
How was your
What?
relationship with your mother's breast?
That seems like
Wow,
some
y'all are
psycho.
crazy.
I mean, yeah, from what I understand, I was a tit baby.
Never a tit baby.
Yeah. I think
I was never a tit baby. No shade against the people that were tit babies, but I was never a tit
Yeah, I
baby.
think I was.
All right.
No shade though. No shade.
You know what? Something I think is like super beta, just real beta.
What's that? Being a tit baby?
No, no. Being a tit baby's alpha.
Yeah, right.
It's the most alpha thing.
I don't know about that.
But yeah,
I don't know about
It's like-
that.
it's when I see like betas tell people to relax in an argument. Like when things get heated, they're like, relax, calm down. Oh, that pisses me off. Like, not me when they say it to me, but when I see them tell like a woman to relax, or like, oh my god, it's like a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
Hey, look, if somebody starts arguing, I start getting quieter. I start getting more and more quieter, and it's like literally they're yelling. I'm literally whispering.
I hate it because like that's the premise of their point is like, you don't need to be acting this way, so I'm gonna yell at you to relax in the same way that you're yelling at me, and it's just the most like, just calm down.
Relax.
And like, I know, and they're reeing in equal measure, and I'm just like, I'm thinking like, if somebody's getting, the madder someone gets at me, the more I try to either deflect or just ignore what they think that the core issue is. And
Yeah,
that
me. Somebody get mad. A female get mad at me. I'm automatically calling in airstrikes.
yeah, it's like that's like I
Like
can only
grandma,
talk
this
so
bitch
much.
right
I can
here.
only raise my voice so much before I just feel like an absolute beta.
Yeah, I don't know how many times a female was trying to braid me, and next thing you know, the female just came out of nowhere and just socked her in the jaw.
Yeah.
Like, no
I'm
way,
like,
airstrike,
yo, come here,
airstrike.
yelling
My
in my
grandmother
face,
and
please.
shit like that. This heifer talking shit, and she's trying to get up in my face. This, that, and the other. Take a picture. Next thing you know, it, wham! I was like, oh shit, oh shit.
That's funny.
Airstrike.
Yeah.
Strike, hold on in.
But that's why I've been thinking about saving myself, because I can't really like I left Dozangsand, you're right. I mean, I did post a video that got a lot of downloads that said that I don't want to identify as it. And this was like months and months ago.
Yeah.
But I did it kind of I don't know why I do half the content I do, to be honest with you.
It's an adult store.
So
Whatever it's open.
like so because I think the way that I do about my content, I can make whatever I want. I'm not really bound by any sort of parameters or rules or restrictions, but I just simply added value to the discussion that I thought would be relevant, and then I just sat back and wait. Like I said, I'm not going to tell any other side of the MiGTOW sphere to calm down, relax. Who hurt you?
Who hurt you?
You know, don't slam. Yeah. Stop slamming shit. Stop being mad. Like, I'm going to let people get their anger out however it is they want, and I'm not going to get in their way, because that's like me walking on the opposite end of a shooting range.
Do not get person on the range. Ceasefire.
Sounds about right. Somebody
Nice.
got Star Wars going on?
I have the Darth Maul ringtone. That's mine.
Darth Maul?
Yeah, I have a Darth. Yeah, the Darth Maul one is the one that goes.
Okay. You mean the song Duel of Fates?
Duel of Fates, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is. I like that one. That one was like. That was what made the first movie good. They're the first prequel good.
The music.
Phantom Menace. The music, and that just how they scored it was just like the main thing that made it really. It was what, as a kid, is what I remember the most. Like whenever I watch that movie or Clone Wars, I really, and the Revenge of the Sith is different because, or is that, it's Revenge of the Sith, Return of the Sith, Revenge of the Sith.
Which one is it where he's like, it's over, Anakin. I have the high ground.
Revenge of the Sith is different. Revenge of the Sith is different because it has a little bit more production quality, and so it kind of like it's like you have a lot of the scenes that are more memorable, like when Obi-Wan fights Grievous, and when he's like running on that he's like is that Clone Wars?
I think that was Clone Wars.
When he fights General Grievous.
General Grievous, I think he fought him in
the third one.
I think he fought him in 2. He might have fought him in 2 because he fought Anakin in 3.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it might be 2.
If you look at number 1, there's none of that. Like number 1, it's like they talk to one of the little robot alien salesmen. Then they do some pod racing, and the graphics in that are like, they're okay, but they're not like the one, like how developed they were after the first movie popped off. Mm-hmm. And then you just have like the Darth Maul fight scene with the weird practical effects, like red force field thing. Like I'm not sure how they got that visual effect, but it's just pretty interesting to see the contrast. And the music was just amazing.
What they did was like, I think they had a transparent green screen, you know?
I think that's possible. Yeah, possibly.
That's what I would use. I would use like a transparent green screen, and it's like instead of using, I would use like a gel type stuff, you know,
Yeah.
like a gelatin. And it's like, I mean, it's about as closest to a fluid type thing as you're gonna get. So all they had to do, because not only are they working with physics, they're working with gravity. So they had to edit out the waves that are working with gravity and having and use it as a ripple effect, like it's more like a plasma shield, you know. And that's a hypothesis. That's my hypothesis of reverse engineering it.
It's interesting because practical effects were the only cool thing about movies to me. And now that most movies don't even take the time to use practical effects, then like most movies don't have appeal. I've lost even even liking movies in general.
It's because they're lazy. They're lazy as all hell.
And they kind of all follow this gang mentality where it's like they only make certain movies about certain things, and then like even if there's a different genre, it has to be about the same thing.
Let that just sink in.
Right? Oh God. Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I had to like make a movie once with not recreationally, but I had to make one of these movies with like a small group in college, and it was just so funny to see the dynamic, the workflow, because nobody had any sort of idea what to do. And it was 2 girls, 2 guys, so inevitably all the grunt work got basically pushed on these 2 guys, and then like the girls basically in the presentation of the documentary took basically all the credit for it, and then we just had to sit there like 2 complete idiots and just like let the documentary play while they have it take credit for all of it basically. And I was just like, that's pretty. I'm sure that's like what Hollywood is like now, because like that's like basically a bunch of dudes doing all the grunt work and then the women take credit for it and be like, oh, believe women, hashtag believe women, and this that. And like I don't know, I'm just saying, I just said no to that stuff. That's why I don't really follow that career path, even though I love making movies, man. I love just like being behind the camera, lights up, pictures up, roll sound. I like that whole environment and stuff. And like they've taken a lot of the practical effects out of movies, which is like what eventually I would have invested a majority of my time into, is like learn how to make like a miniature city so that you can like so you can have like a spaceship be larger than it, but not really have to like make it look so crazy CGI and stuff. Like that's the kind of stuff I'm actually interested in. Not just making money based on like the amount of spectacle I can put into a movie. Like, oh, let's have Captain America like punch through a spaceship with his shield, and we could do it all in CGI. Like that stuff is cool. It looks cool, but it's just boring. From a philosophical standpoint, like an intellectual standpoint, it's like, yeah, it's kind of creative when you like are designing it, but it doesn't really inspire anything in the viewer. Like we're just watching a bunch of computer graphics and stuff. I'd rather be playing a video game and do that shit myself.
Well, playing a video game nowadays is basically like shooting a movie.
It's basically like what?
Watching or playing a video game nowadays is like shooting your own movie.
Literally.
Yeah, it's like exactly. That's why I post content now. It's because I can control the camera. A lot of games are photo mode, and a lot of games put it into Baron Clam Smasher. I like that.
You should be a porn director, he says.
Or Bear Yams. That would be my porn name. Bear Yams. Baron Wrong
Germany. Yeah. Jeremy.
That'll be funny. But the thing is, like, I could take credit for it. I'd be like, yeah, I'm thinking about going into adult films and becoming an adult film star. Now, if I did that under the MiGTOW acronym and I did not consult my brother Hate Vicious, that would be a cruel thing, you know. I could do it and I'd be an a-hole for it. But if I don't be like, yo, shout out Mr. Hate Vicious, that would be on some foul level shit. Bear Ron Jeremy. All right, you guys need to stop. You guys
Right? Comment sections are the best.
That's enough.
What do you say, Jaguar Media? Jaguar Media.
Mr. Yam Vicious. That was Mr. Hate Yams. Mr. Hate Yams.
Mr. Yam Vicious. That's funny as hell.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, anywho, man. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot of shit going on in America right now. You just had that tornado in Texas that killed like 5 people, or killed people.
Yeah, the governor passed a gun law in Virginia like last week, while everybody was locked down in coronavirus spill.
Like a gun control law.
Gun control law, yeah, was passed last week.
Goodness. There's a lot of stuff now, and they're saying early as February there were like cases in Italy that could have flown overseas, and so there was like hidden outbreaks, which like is that how do you, like, from a micro perspective, like the kind of cases that we're finding in Italy, would those get worse over time, or would they, if they transferred here, would they like spread faster? Because I was thinking about that. It's like how exactly could the cases in Italy coming here as early as February like really spread as fast as it could right now if they were to lift the ban in all the states?
Well, the sad part about that is there's a lot of countries that don't have any bans at all, but they have a very low infection rate without the bans and stuff like that, without the travel bans and the bans and stuff like that. Then there's countries that just have a travel ban. You can't travel into the country, and they have very low rates too. So like they're pretty much free to go out and do what they want, but they have a ban on if you come into the country. And like there's only like 3 or 4 countries that have like a complete ban on every single country outside of their country.
Yeah.
And they have a very low. But they don't have like lockdown. But they have a very low. They have a very low infection rate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, it kind of shows how open borders applies to America, because that's the most infectious places are the places where people want to go the most, and America is one of those. It kind of ranks pretty highly there. So it's like,
listen to these guys in the comment section.
Tyrone Train.
I like Dubangs.
Tyrone Train.
Naughty in the wind.
Imagine approaching your family.
Man.
Wow.
Or double hentai.
Double hentai.
Naughty in the wind.
Naughty in the wind, yes.
Naughty in the wind.
Naughty in the wind, yeah.
I don't know how I'm naughty.
There's so many good ones.
I'm an angel.
Use a goddamn lie. Use a goddamn lie.
This man has done extensive research.
I'm innocent.
Right. Anywho's right.
Oh, Tico.
You in the Tico sphere. You guilty till proven guilty.
Tell Tika the threat bandita. Hola. And tell her friend bandita amigas. Hola.
Simple as hell.
She's going
like, okay.
AKA,
for the weed, like,
please give the lion my, a cloth with my scent, so she may hunt me faster and send the death squad.
You know they got more than 3 black trucks, right?
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
I think you mean lioness.
I gotta say, lonely underscores
Just saying.
music has been getting really good on this channel. You guys should go check that out on this channel.
What is it?
Lonely underscore.
Only
If you look up his music, he posted a track that I commented on. It was good. And we always are jamming out over on Mary Yam as well. Like when I'll be playing a game, I'll probably play some music too. Because it doesn't sound good in the live stream, so I just save it now for when I'm streaming. But yeah.
Oh my God.
Good stuff. I gotta go get me a can opener later.
There's literally.
I broke my can opener. Son of a bitch.
Oh shit. I never know how to use can openers, but go ahead, Double I. I don't like.
We're gonna talk about this. Screw that. We're gonna talk about this. Yam. How do you not know how to use a can opener?
It just never makes sense to me. Like I try to puncture it with the sharp part.
Dude, that's sad.
And turn it with the other part. It's not like I don't know how to use it.
This is the generation we're raising here, guys.
I feel like I could kill myself with it if I did
I know how to use a can opener.
Have you been in a survival situation, Yam?
On a spoon.
They tell them to win, that's different. You're like 90 years old. We're talking about Yam.
Have you ever been in a survival situation?
No, I have not made the kind of decisions that would land me into needing to survive.
Well, decisions are one thing. Preparation is a different.
Yeah.
No, I've been prepared. I've always been prepared.
Okay, so once again, let me put you back into the question. Have you ever put yourself into a situation where you've tested your survival skills?
Yeah,
I have. I've also put myself in awkward situations.
But the problem with me is I don't really learn from things until like it's been like years and years afterwards. Like I've done a lot of stuff, but then it's like I don't realize it until, oh shit, I really was at a campground and it was just me and like another person and we had to do all that. But like it's like hard for me to recall, you know? Like it's like because life moves so quickly for me, like just
well, it was you and another person, so you had a safety net.
I've always had like a person showing me, okay, here's how you do this, here's how you do this.
So you've never really put yourself into a survival situation where you've tested your skills.
At 24, no, never.
You really should. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend. I'm not saying put yourself at risk. I'm not saying put yourself at risk.
I don't think I can do the same thing. I don't think I can do that without putting myself at risk, without knowledge of how to do so. You know, like I think I would be more likely putting myself at risk than putting myself in a situation where I can thrive. Which is why I think it's good that we have games and stuff that can give you training on understanding certain environments and saying like, if I'm in a forest island situation, I'm not just going to be resting on my laurels because I realize how fucking hard it is to actually to deal with. They just use the word laurels,
but he can't use a can opener. That's an oxymoron.
I can't use it well. I'm just
messing with you. Don't feel bad. Apparently, I found out Talia broke her can opener, so therefore she needs her ass whooped with the can opener, the leftover pieces of the can opener.
I can sure use the hell out of a bottle opener though. Hey.
This isn't a make Yam feel bad session. This is just a, open Yam's eyes session.
This is Yam's corner. We got to put Yam in a corner apparently for not being.
Yeah, we got to put you in a corner, and we got to teach you about survival and what's at stake in front of you, and why it's necessary to have these skills. So anybody can say, "Oh, you have to have this skill. You better have this skill, otherwise you're not going to have a cell phone in the future." Blah blah blah.
You don't have the parameters. Yeah. Who hurt you? Who hurt you?
Who hurt you?
It always comes back to who hurt you, man.
Right. Well, I mean, survival is about who hurt you.
Yeah, survival is about literally who hurt you.
Yeah, literally, because somebody had to hurt you for you to want to survive.
Right.
I'm waiting until you get the game. You get that game, and then like Nikki gets the game, so we can all we can all do survival and stuff, and then teach people survival skills when we can't really go out and do stuff because of the lockdown. Like I kind of want to make that a reality. That would be cool. That would be cool because then
learn survival skills.
Even though Yam's Corner could be a jump off point from that idea, like over on Baron Yam is where we can actually do something like that. And even though it might not reach people like the way that it should, it'll still.
You're
be
onto
like
something. I think it's a great idea.
I think it's a great idea too.
Yeah, I'm down,
and
I'm down for doing it in real life too. I'm down for doing it in real life too. But I'm just saying.
Well, that comes after the virus, scare goes away. But yeah, definitely, man. And no, I had a senior moment last night, and I laid my head down for just a second before I picked up my controller and had never lifted up.
Dude, I did the same thing. I did the same thing because we were streaming for so goddamn long, and then I got in my room and I was like, I'm gonna game.
My mind is like, you know what? You want to play, but not today. Not today.
Mom's boyfriend hurt me. Yeah, exactly. Jaguar has got a good point there, man. Because it's like, I'm like in the like a lot of people have the ability to fluctuate in and out of the MiGTOW mindset, whether it be their SMV or their lifestyle allows them to do so. But to me, I'm basically convinced of MiGTOW every single day, and and it's a blessed thing.
MiGTOW every day, every single day,
every day. You walk away, MiGTOW.
Now you sound like,
give them the stiff middle finger.
You walk away with the pudding, MiGTOW. The pudding cups.
Him and that damn thing. Him and that damn hand. Kind of remind me of Scary Movie 2 with the little hand, the gimpy hand.
I told a friend of mine about like grinding gears for other people, and like I just like in the same way I would never advocate somebody hating another person. Like you shouldn't don't go out and try everything at once unless you have the ability to put yourself in a situation where that's possible, because then you're just putting yourself at risk. Like when I say you got to go out and date somebody, it shouldn't be like I should just go out and like find somebody that I find attractive and try to get into a relationship with them. Yeah, it may take longer than just going out for the one night and like doing a one night stand, because like you're putting yourself at risk, you're lowering your standards, and you're not really doing you wouldn't really feel good about what you're doing. Like I said with myself, it takes me years and years and years to learn a lesson from something, as opposed to just like having instant recall, So if you don't have the ability to actually try something safely, then just don't put yourself at risk. That's really all that needs saying in regards to that. Like when it comes to MiGTOW and everything, it's like you don't see people out here who hold the label with respect doing a bunch of like crazy outlandish shit. Sure, they may live life pretty freely, but that's because they have freedom. And like you don't if you're not of a certain mindset. So doing something's not really going to allow you to achieve that freedom that you like assume that it is. Like a lot of people say, go out and travel. Well, what happens if you go out and travel and then you get arrested in that country? You're fucked.
No. Not necessarily. Look, the wise traveler makes himself aware of his situation wherever he goes. So if all right, let me give you a travel scenario and situation that I had to use one time, right? So instead of using a cruise ship or an airline to travel from one country to another, I decided to go on a freighter or a shipping vessel. So essentially I booked passage from, I think it was, I forgot where I was coming from, but basically I was coming back to the States and I had to go through Mexico. So I had to get into Ensenada. And so I took a freighter into the Ensenada. But I already knew where I was going, and I already knew, and I had my documents together and all that good shit. But, when you know you're going into a certain country, you got to know, you got to have your documents on the up and up. As far as laws go, you know, hey, you're not back in the States. You're not going to be carrying your gun around in a visible manner, you know, even if you're not with a badge or anything like that. And then wherever you are, you got to be aware of how to treat people and how to be respectful and stuff like that. So there's actually travel manuals available to the, you know, the average Joe. I think our own government puts it out. You know, it might be dated.
Essentials, travel essentials.
Travel essentials, essentially. Yeah, I mean most places realize and, you know, advocate for you to travel there, so they're going to make some level of agreement with the country that you're traveling from to keep you from getting into trouble in that country. Like, you know, but different things like getting Me Too'd in a different country, or, you know, drunken, disorderly conduct and everything like that. That's normal. You don't want to go there and stab somebody and walk away from the situation and be like, yeah, I did it. I'm American, blah, blah, blah. You know, they come after you. You want to
don't do anything too crazy and understand you're American. Understand what being American in another country.
Right. Because they do not respect your authority.
Yeah, I had to travel out. Yeah, I had to travel out of the country. I had to travel out of the country with other people just to realize that, because it's like something that you realize when like a German person asks you like, where are you from? And you go like, I'm from America, and they're like, yeah, no shit, we can tell. they're like, what place are you from, you idiot? And you're like, oh, I'm from this state. And it's like most people know more about the place that you come from than you do, because like when you're in America, all you do is navel gaze. You basically just look at yourself as the center of what it means to be American, when like there's literally so much around you that you ignore and you repress or block out on a daily basis.
Yeah, I try to get over.
And that's really like that's like kind of like this slave morality where it's all hell bent on your position in society. And like you kind of think like, oh, as long as I ascend up my corporate ladder at my job, then things will get better for me. But then little do you know, you're focusing so much on your job and you're forgetting about the rest of the world. And you're forgetting about the rest of the world out there that doesn't really care about your job. And when you go to that other country, you essentially have no more, you know, white privilege or whatever privilege you're using with your, you know, associate with your, you know, your job title or your marital status or your girlfriend or anything like that. Like nobody cares that you have a girlfriend if you go to another country. They're going to be looking at you like, how intelligent of a human being are you? If you're not, then get the hell in my face. What are you talking to me for? You know? And that's something that people don't really realize. If they only live in one like city or state their whole life, or if they only
live in a bubble,
or travel a lot, or travel around a lot, and just live in a bubble. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that travel a lot, but they're in a big ass bubble. Like my favorite is the white women that from my job they'll say, "Oh, we went to Jamaica and this, that, and the other," and I'll look at them like, "Yeah, you went to a resort. You just went to a resort.
You did not go to Jamaica.
Yeah, you stayed at a freaking resort.
You ain't going to Jamaica." Because the sad part about that, they'll ask me, "What are the good places to go in Jamaica?" And I'll tell them like Duns River Falls and a few other things, and they'll be like, "Well, we didn't make it there, but we did go to the swimming pool and we did this, that, and the other." I go, "You pretty much stayed on the resort." Yeah, I know. Well, we went next door. That's really still the resort. Well, there was a lady here with a hut. That's really still the resort.
In that defense, though, when you get that all-inclusive, dude, you do not want to leave that hotel.
Well, the sad part about the all-inclusive, though, is like the main thing about the all-inclusive, though, is you should want to leave your hotel because there's other things out there that everybody goes to see.
No, I want to enjoy my Bob Marley in peace. I don't want to. I want to be in VIP treatment. I don't want anybody coming near me.
Go to Duns River Falls. Bam. Do your Bob Marley at Duns River Falls.
Hey, get this.
Fuck.
I just drove past the funniest thing.
Exodus.
Hey, yes. I just drove past the funniest thing. I just drove past the funniest thing. Two chicks changing the tire in the rain.
Triple A.
Oh, we're so violent. Why are we so violent against women
Right?
who hurt us?
Well, no, because
Oh, my toxic masculinity is everywhere.
MiGTOW when's not violent, he couldn't stop a truck that fast. It takes about a good 50 feet to stop a truck.
You have to
so
violently slam on the pedal.
yeah, you would have to violently slam on the brakes, so he would be toxic masculine by slamming on the brakes if he did this.
Shit, I ain't slam on the brakes. If I try to slam on the brakes, I jackknife this bitch.
Right?
No,
Like a
mess around and end up on a ski jump and shit with your truck.
Right? With my luck.
I like that the Psychesoap kind of has a passive.
Airborne? Like the fuck just happened there?
I think the Psychesoap is run by a passive weed cartel. It's just like a mellow like 420 friendly, just gang of people that will just mellow somebody out immediately. It's like
simple as hell.
You know what? Relax. Calm down. Relax. Food hurts.
Smoke a blower. Smoke a blunt.
Hold on, guys. I'll be right back.
If you can. If you're able.
Let me do it. What is going on, YouTube and MiGTOW brothers, and welcome to another day on my channel, where every day is MiGTOW Day. Before we get started, be sure to like the video, ring the notification bell, so that you can see more of my videos, and share this video to anybody who you think will benefit from seeing these videos. I'm gonna itch my face with a little hand. I got it. I got this sign.
Goodness.
Sorry, that was my Dozangsand impression.
This MiGTOW moment has been brought to you by the Tico Trend channel.
Right?
And by the letter I and the number 6. And viewers like you.
Yeah, dude.
And the vegetable yam.
What games do you play on PS4? We'll get into that. We'll get into that on my channel, Only_. But you had a really good point. Like, I think a lot of times, like, people end up talking about MiGTOW relationships and stuff. Like, people who end up getting into a relationship with somebody again after becoming MiGTOW. And I just want to say, like, why does that even matter? Like, why does any of that stuff matter to the narrative? I think it matters in the online because people always want to control the narrative. So it's like whether or not they have a relationship, they try to deflect and say, why does this person have a relationship? Why does this person have a relationship? Instead of like working on their own self-worth and their self-image.
Finally decided to show up, guys.
Hi. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
You monks and spunks.
Welcome.
Oh, dude, I was gonna say too, because Jaguar made me think about this. Like, I was monk I had called myself monk for the longest time. And the funny thing is like, I wasn't, before that, I feel like I was more a monk than when I started calling myself a monk, if that makes sense. Like,
Oh yeah, that's fair. I mean,
That's usually how it works.
Yeah, it's funny.
you're usually monk when you're not defending a brand.
He was a spunk. Now he's a monk.
No, it's a monk.
He's still a spunk. Doing
Still a
spunk shit.
You'll always be a spunk.
Yam chads are gonna yam chad.
True. Now I wonder if like as soon as the sex bot community becomes more like I mean they're already interconnected. Any AI is already interconnected, but like the more the sex bot community starts to make content, I wonder if they're gonna have preferences for like AI Chad, and then we're gonna be telling them like relax, calm down, who programmed you?
Oh my God! Coin it. Who programmed you? Oh my God! Classic.
And then when there's like a Me Too movement, it's like a specific program that's like Python 2 or
Python 2,
Java 2 something.
Yeah, exactly. That's gonna just expect it. Expect that to happen.
It'll happen. All
Matter of
the
fact, they
robot
have a line of
chads.
they got a line of feminist robots that are coming, feminist sex dolls that are coming out that talk and shit like that. So I can
So what,
imagine
they
that.
just
I can imagine
DM
that
chats
being a
on
part of that
Facebook?
whole entire thing.
What
Like,
about like
that's the thing.
There's like
Atiko
feminist
Tren
sex dolls
AI.
coming out, huh?
Atiko Trend AI. Yeah.
Atiko Tren AI. Fuck
That would
you,
be-
fuck your face, and fuck your day.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I would like to
Automated
go with that.
I wonder if
in
there's a
all
difference.
languages worldwide. Run by
Fuck
Google.
you. Fuck your face. Fuck your day.
I wonder
This
if
has
there's
been
a
a
difference
Tico
if
Trend
there's a
AI
distinction between-
representative.
A
I don't
nigger
know. Maybe this
a
probably be a
nigger
better question for like an
might
actual
live in a
computer
third world
science,
country, but a
a
nigger must
computer
have
science like
standards.
PhD or something, because they actually have enough time to look at it. Well, like the code. What's the difference between coding in like a third world country and coding in a first world country? Because if it's a computer, then it's all the same, right? Like the coding has to be the same, but is there a difference? Yeah, I remember talking to one of my like friends who I made a movie with. He's like a big computer guy, and he always would dissect. He would always dissect AI and computers in this way, where he would be like, even though things have to be like solid and rigid because it's a computer, it's like, is there any sort of ambiguity in that? And he would, we would talk a lot about that kind of stuff. But like, if an AI has a third world mindset, are its standards going to be different than if it has a Silicon Valley programming capability?
Well, then it might
Yeah, but
have
the
Silicon
standards
welfare
on
programming.
the chipset will probably be different.
You know,
Yeah, like-
interestingly enough, there is a consortium, just like there's IEEE standards for computer chips and computer connections and things like that. I'm sure you've all heard of IEEE. They're an engineering standard, right? If you look them up, they're basically, whenever you put out something in the US, it has to go and conform through some sort of a standard, and IEEE is one of them. So as far as AI, shit, this is going to get loud. Somebody else go, and I'll finish later.
Well, because I think all of coding kind of finds like a recursive pattern in that you want computers to do a certain thing all the time or most of the time, because that's what everyone is used to. Like when you look at an operating system, what that entails is like having to be standardized and followed by someone else. But like imagine if everybody had their own personal computer, and they like a lot of the writing of the code was all intuitive, and they basically start from like that way no one could actually hack your computer, because if they hacked it, they wouldn't be able to understand 99% of the information, because it'd all be from your own mental like point of origin.
Well, no, trust me, they would understand it. It would take them a minute to decipher, but they would understand it.
Yeah.
Have you heard of blockchain?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, I was just about to say that too. Go ahead.
Yeah. So blockchain prevents, it's basically an accounting of all transactions and in every transaction. So every word I speak is a transaction in a blockchain. So you can actually combine blockchain and say, okay, this.
What?
Huh?
Random? Nigga, what?
What? Random.
No, I'm talking about MiGTOW to win there. Random? Go ahead,
yeah. So going back to what I was saying before all the alarms and everything went off, and I thought that was going to happen. So just like we have standards for electronics, there's a standard for AI programming.
Hey, I'm robotic.
And they're actually going through that right now with Hanson.
I didn't know that.
No, you're not. You're fine.
No, you're not. You're fine. Yeah. So Hanson Electronics.
Hey, I'll come back. I'm roboting
no,
too hard.
You're not roboting. We are to you. Either way.
So ironic. Talking about computers and these things and robots.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. So where was I in my thought? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hanson Robotics.
Hanson Robotics. This company actually made AI Net, And this was, back in 2016 and all, when Sophia was a road dog and pony show. And I mean, I know you guys saw this guy, this lead robotic programmer get up on stage like it was some sort of a sideshow or something like that. He was dressed in a very odd manner, and here he is, Sophia, with her head half open and shit like that, with a transparency, so you can see all her little beeps and clicks going on inside of her head. And then
like
you got
spectacle,
Yeah, it was a big spectacle.
Yeah,
that's all it was. But that spectacle was to get the common man to understand what AI was.
Yeah.
You notice Sophia started saying some crazy shit, which was in line with everybody else. And then there came explanations afterwards, right? So Sophia thinks this way, and that's why she said she wanted to destroy humans or enslave them or what. Yeah, we know that. We get it, why she said it. But the fact that she said it is the problem. Here's the thing, what most people don't understand. She was programmed to say that.
Yeah, she couldn't have said that unless somebody like a video game. Like you think, oh, I found a new thing in a video game. It's like that thing was there, put there by somebody.
Yes,
a new thing.
It was a sideshow.
Yes,
Sophia,
or you probably didn't hear it the first time. You heard it this time, unlike last time.
That's that. Oh, sorry
Right.
to like derail your conversation, but it's like that's what basically Red Pill and MiGTOW is in like America. It's like a bunch of people saying, "I found a glitch to the game." And then it's like, bro, you're still in the game, It's kind of like there's still a part of the game, but they found like an Easter egg of some sort of like content from another country, and now they want to apply that, whether it be Eastern spirituality or like a more European or more like a high-minded take on or critical dissection of history, to say we're being taken advantage of, all this stuff. It's like that just glitches you out in the game, and then it makes it so that it's not even playable. It's not even fun to play anymore because you're like think you're in God mode, but in reality you're still in the game. You just gotta quit playing the game. Save yourself. But yeah, sorry to cut you off. You're talking about something really important.
I was just saying that Sophia was a thought. That's why she said what she said. She's just a thought.
No. Okay, Dennis. Okay.
I'm just
look at it from a construct. You're right. No, it's okay. Either way, but you're asking the right questions, right? Because most people would think that way. So why would they make Sophia say something like that? Because realistically, they've gone through testing and everything and all sorts of vigorous, gameplay with this robot way before it makes it up on stage. But think about it. In the programming of the masses, the construct of the people, what is required for them to remember? Repetition. And in that repetition, how can we make them repeat over again?
Yes.
You give them some sort of a controversy for that repetition. And that is, I'm going to enslave the human race. Of course, if someone hears that, the news media is going to be like, holy fuck, we got to get this everywhere. We got to let everybody know. Sophia is going to try and take us over. AI net is big. Holy shit. And did it work? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that's it. That's it. This is how they put you in a construct, my friends.
Well, a lot of what men have is basically, I would call it surplus value. Because we have like a lot of the, like I said, when I was in film or in like, not film, but like when I was into cinematography, the actors always take credit for what the director, the sound guy, and the cinematographer create at the end of the day. And like, because that is the way that it is, as a director, you have a lot of, you put a lot of effort in that gets basically sucked up by whatever cattle is in front of the camera or whatever land whale wants to put herself there.
Amy Schumer.
Yeah. And she takes credit for all the stuff that all the men basically, with the cameras and the lighting equipment, sound and jokes. Is this guy silent? Sorry, am I is my audio levels good?
Oh no, my audio was fucked.
Yeah,
up.
it's great.
Oh, sorry. But yeah. But like continuing on, and that's essentially what the male and masculinity has been reduced to, is just like a seed, no more, and we're really reduced to is like we just do a quick pump, and then everything else is basically the woman takes and creates what she needs to out of it. And it's like we don't really get a lot of recognition. So what we're stuck with is just like a bunch of excess information and stuff like compiled in our heads to really like
we either hate or we inseminate, right?
Yeah, true. And so like what we do with that is up to us as men. If a woman wants to take responsibility for what we create, then we should at least be able to have the power to think about it however we want to, and not contribute to it, and that shouldn't be considered violence.
My sperm, my choice.
Everything would be considered violent towards women if you're a guy. That's the problem.
If you
breathe, there's no way around it, because we live in a gynocentric society where like no matter what you do, it's going to be violence towards women. It's like because it's kind of like what I talk about when it comes to say perception. Mm-hmm. Perception is the type of thing where like it doesn't matter what you think; it's about how she felt. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we're in the era of
#feelings matter.
Feelings, right?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Feelings matter, bro. Feelings matter.
Spaces matter. It's almost like you ever play tag and like
Kanye West needs a safe space now because he's like, I need a safe space.
Safe. That's what they act like. Like that safe space is base.
Yeah.
And
how a Hollywood producer wants to recreate Star Wars, but she doesn't want to face the consequences of it being a terrible piece of shit. And so she fires the staff that she cycles out staff that she can then put the blame on. It's like just a cycle in and out of just men being used. And it kind of like John Paul Sartre said that he's a useless passion, that mankind is just or not mankind, but men are just a useless passion, which is he was basically parroting indoctrination, but he did so very eloquently and quite ironically. But I think that's a microcosm of like hypergamy. It's just like women are exhausted, are spoiled for choice. I guess it's a perceived spoiling for choice, because they really don't have a choice at the end of the day, because they can make all the choices that they want, but they're doing it in the game. They're like doing it, and everything's already been picked for them. But they're like, oh, we have the power. We're so powerful. We can do this, that. It's like, yeah, well, some social engineer out there crafted your avatar to have the most power in the game, so in the highest HP level. But in reality, you should really be like this freaking grunt character or whatever. But you're not. You've been buffed, as they say in the gaming community.
Yeah.
They just received a huge buff after the patch, and now women are like the highest tier character to play as, and not the scientist or the hitman or the assassin or the drug dealer, they were pretty high tier characters to be. But now you get MiGTOW'd, or you get arrested, or you get ostracized by your community, or some woman just comes and griefs you and just like spawn camps you. I hate that. I hate when women spawn camp a guy, because every time you spawn into the world, then it's like that's a new day. That's a new time for you to. But no, a woman's just gonna use her high level and come through and just kill you, and then steal all your stuff, take advantage of you, and then you're just left in the game like, fuck, I don't even want to play this game anymore.
Yeah. I usually shoot at all the people that do the spawn camping for the most part in games. I usually kill them first. Then I'll show up on their side in their base, and I end up like just sniping them all the whole entire time.
Oh yeah. No, because that's spawn camping. You always fight spawn camping with spawn camping. You can't just like give up and be like, you fucking assholes.
When I spawn camp,
Who hurt you? Come relax. Calm
when I
down.
spawn camp, I prefer to shank them like it's London. Just shank them.
And the neat thing about spawning is they give you like X amount of time where you're invisible or like you're invulnerable to pain. Yeah, so like you can always knife somebody and in a matter of seconds they're going to be a spawn camper.
That's right.
Yeah.
You just wait and then you shank them like it's London.
Mm-hmm. Sure enough, do.
Just go, shabam! Mexico, motherfucker!
Oh, good lord.
I think that's what MiGTOW is for some people, is like a little bit of invincibility frames when they spawn in, or when they've thrown a punch, like, or when they've thrown a kick in a fighting game. It's that small amount of invincibility where they can like react to the opponent, which is a very devastating opponent. Like, women are basically like Siegfried from Street Fighter. If you guys have played that game, like it's just like this. It's a guy that takes up half the screen, and he does a lot of grappling moves and like pile drivers and stuff. That's basically what women in this day and age. They're all just like huge Siegfried, and they don't even have to be big. Like, I'm not talking about like a specific size woman. They could be skinny, fat, tall, short. They're all Siegfrieds.
Yeah.
They could be black, white, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, Chinese. They're all Siegfrieds.
For the most part, yeah.
No. And it's like, because I don't want to play with Siegfried, does that make me gay? Does that make me fucking hurt? Does that make me violent? I don't think so.
Hey, I've got a question for you. Who coded you?
Right?
Who programmed me, really? I mean,
Who programmed you?
Some hurt NASA scientist that programmed me.
No. See, Yam is organic. That's what you fail to realize.
Yeah, see, I'm freaking.
He was not.
Straight from the earth.
Good rebuttal.
I'm straight from the gutter. Straight from the gutter.
I highly doubt that.
Good rebuttal. Very good rebuttal. I've got nothing to say to that. Good job.
I got nothing to say to that.
Thank you, Double I. I'm gonna be like a woman right now and take credit for all of that. That I do.
Right?
Pretty fly.
But literally, I hate that.
Double I.
Like, if any of you guys have worked in a profession like that, please, like, allow me to understand, without having gone through it, what it's like to be essentially like a director that puts in all the work, and at the end of the day, the actor takes credit for it. And what the hell is that goddamn beeping?
I don't know.
Duzang's audio is messed up.
God damn it. No, now you can. Right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, all right. I would have. Yeah, no. I said fire detector maybe, but it's not mine. I'm just saying, like, because you know how fire detectors, when they get like low batteries, are like,
low battery.
Get like ours up here go like beep. They just like make like a really loud, like,
dude. You know, speaking of fire alarms and fire detectors and stuff like that, I don't want to bring any sort of estrogen into this, but have you ever watched any of the videos of, you know, like anti-red pill, anti-MiGTOW videos, essentially?
Actually, I haven't. I don't know.
And you know, if it's a like, you know, someone living in this, a girl living in a, you know, essentially a slums, you hear that fucking fire alarm, fire detector, smoke alarm fucking beeping in the fucking background. You know, you're like, God damn it, go to the goddamn grocery store and buy a 9-volt goddamn battery to save your fucking life, for Pete's sakes. I'm just saying, you know.
Either that, or there'll be like kids in the background running around acting a fool.
Well, that's a different story, but still, yeah.
The thing is, when it first happens, like, it's annoying as fuck, but you like tune it out and then you forget about it. So then, like, because it's happened to me, and I was playing speaking. For real, it happened to me. So I was playing on PlayStation. Someone said what Yam said. What the fuck is that beeping sound? And I was like, what beeping sound? You know, because I
don't hear it. What is that beeping sound?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I think somebody's trying to tap my line or something. I don't fucking know. But I don't fucking care either.
No, there it is.
Oh, there it is. I heard it.
Yeah, twice. Twice this time. They're calling you.
Somebody's trying to tap into my, tap my feed or something. I don't really know. But I'm a tyrant online. Like,
oh shit, that might be me. Tell me if you hear it. Here, ready?
No.
No, it's Yam.
Okay, good. Because I thought it was me because my mute button. You guys said that as soon as I hit my mute button.
No, it's not that.
Holy fuck, that's a good one.
All right, good.
but like, if I hear some annoying shit online, I'm gonna tell that person to turn that shit off. Like, I don't care if they're on my team. I'm gonna say, stop playing that music right now. And then if they don't stop, then I'll just mute them. I cannot deal with other people's shit when I'm playing my game.
Yeah, no, like just random screamingness.
Yeah,
little brothers in the background, or their moms come in and yell at them.
Yeah, my favorite was the one girl from that I was playing COD with. She was from Chile. And she had like a bunch of kids screaming in the background, and we're like kicking ass, and all you hear is the kids in the background screaming because she left her mic on and shit like that.
Yeah,
it was like the funniest shit in the world. But we're sitting there killing it in the damn thing.
Yeah, I have to mute them myself. I mean, it's because it's just like it's distracting me from my gameplay. I'm like one of them game players. Like if I'm really into the game, like I will get that fucking stoner face, like mouth breathing. Fucking don't blink stoner face, and I'm just like into it really bad. I look like
I get into games too. That's why I don't like other people doing shit, especially if there's like a hot bitch in the game, like when Lonely Underscore is saying like Ibuki from Street Fighter, like damn she's thick. But sorry, that was a distraction. But I get really deep, I get really heavily invested in like story games and stuff, and then so then when I'm playing online, it's like I have that same mentality, and then like all of a sudden I hear somebody going like, yo, did you get the chips from the store today? No, I didn't get the chips, man. Sorry, bro. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, it's okay. I'll get them next time. And then you hear the chip bag like,
right. Oh my god, people who eat chips into the mic.
Oh man,
get the fuck out of here.
I cannot stand it when somebody's chewing like a fucking cow. Yeah, just like that, Dozangsand.
Doritos,
just like that.
They're just good chips.
They are good chips, but you don't need to eat them on the fucking.
I'm serious.
Yeah. Just being a troll.
I know.
Yeah, or like pretzel balls, or like pretzel sticks. Like when I eat pretzel sticks, sometimes I will do that. And that's the thing. I hate it, but I still if I'm playing like a game I don't like. If I play Apex Legends, I'll definitely chew into the mic. I do not give a fuck.
That's me with flaming hot Cheetos.
Yeah,
that's how you know I'm playing video games while I'm in a live stream. If you're flaming hot Cheetos, go off.
The only awesome place to do that is like in a public lobby in GTA.
Yeah,
because then you get that guy that like wants to come kill you. It's like, yeah, bring it.
Yeah,
bring it.
Ooh, dude, Mini Sherm it has a podcast. Sorry, but I'm just like scoping. Looks like he said rules for thee, but not for me. Oh, and then Yam's Corner. I'm also have a stream on Tico Train channel. That's cool.
You just now realize it's called Yam's Corner, really? Really?
No, wow.
Really?
Wow. He didn't get the memo.
Apparently not. Like
it obviously said.
It
obviously said Denisphere. Like, hello.
Right? Right. Apparently it said Denisphere.
The Jaguar sphere.
No, it's Jag Squad. It says it in my videos. It's Jag Squad.
The Jag in motion.
The Jaguar.
I love Amin Osiris because he just posts like epic Egyptian god battle pictures. Like I'm like, what? This is crazy.
They're pretty fucking cool. The art
Yeah.
he uses.
Yeah.
Underscore wants in.
Yeah, let Lonely in if you drop a link and he joins, then I won't be opposed. My battery's gonna die, so I'm actually anticipating this being like maybe like 2 hours, maybe like if you guys are okay with that.
Well, you have to go to work soon, don't you?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Well, I don't. Yeah, well, I no, but I have to get stuff ready before. I have to kind of like get stuff done before.
Yeah, because we're basically having this as long as you're actually available. So.
Yeah, no. I'm totally available, but today we could. Yeah, there it goes again. I'm really confused about that. I honestly think somebody's trying to hack me. Even though it sounds like a sound editing like a.
It's obviously Jeffrey Epstein and Mossad trying to hack you.
You just seriously just say Jeffrey Epstein and Mossad. Did you just really say that?
Yeah.
We almost have a lock on the Yam.
Yeah, they're triangulating my position. Oh my god, a real life GTA. What the fuck? Fox 10 Phoenix.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Ronnie Smalls.
Oh,
that's funny, Ronnie Smalls.
Go the way that the Ronnie flow. You know, that's the way that it shows.
What about
Hey,
Ronnie?
What's up,
Diggity.
Rony underscore.
Rhyme on
Rony underscore, yes.
Yam on the beatbox.
God damn it. Rony Smalls is the illest. Your style is played out like Honor Whipper. What you talking about, Willis? What's up, y'all?
What's up?
Hey, in this motherfucker, y'all. Just got off of work. I can't. How you living, Rony Smalls? I'm surrounded by idiots. Oh!
No, he didn't.
Chicken dick waffle. I like it.
Go knees to chest, tuck and roll from the Rony.
Right.
Got games and I'm not playing like Sony.
Oh,
Don't need a bitch to come home and bone me because I'm not lonely.
Shit. Underscore, right?
oh god, you're a trip.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't know,
gosh.
man.
That's funny.
Shit. I saw
As
that
long as he
fucking
doesn't start
Mr.
talking
Elite
about
shit.
ponies.
Oh yeah,
I
for
tried
real.
not to say it. I tried not to say it, but I think I actually did say it. But anyways.
My little Rony.
My little Rony, my little.
COVID is magic. Fuck that.
Really, COVID is magic. Really, that's what we're going with now. Whatever happened to MiGTOW in the wind? He just disappeared. and shit.
You know,
Rony.
Rony is a femme beastie with purple hair in the future,
Oh, I actually got
wrapped
that
in
girl's
macaroni and cheese necklace.
Ew.
My COVID.
Yep.
My COVID. My COVID.
Yep.
You're gonna
Monster
do
right
Daft
here.
Punk, Rony. You just like all of the the electronic music festival is just empty and it's just Daft Punk playing and there's just nobody there because of the lockdown.
Why would they keep
That's how you
going?
do that.
What? Are you serious? Just
They
Daft
never
Punk
stop.
playing and nobody's there?
They would never stop. Yeah, they'd just be like pew pew pew, like emotion, and it's just empty stadium, and it's just
It
like
reminds me of the band that played on the Titanic as it went down.
Oh yeah.
Those are my motherfuckers. They were the best guys in the whole movie.
Dude, that is an amazing comparison.
That was some
That's what I want.
was some
That's
shit
what I
right
want.
there, man.
Yeah.
Some
That was some
dedication.
serious toxic
Really?
masculinity right there.
That was blue pilling to the best.
Can Daft Punk
Toxic
please put out an
masculinity
album
right there.
now? Please pull out an album now called "Who Hurt You," Daft Punk. Who programmed you? Oh no,
Who
that was
programmed you?
Who Programmed You by Daft Punk. Oh my god, I would ingest that record. I would eat that record.
Dude, you should send them an email or tweet
Yeah.
and say, "Look,
Dear
I got
Daft
I got the new name for your album."
I mean,
And they'll be like,
who
What is
programmed
which album are you talking of, Yam? Which one? And they'll say,
So
or you'll say,
on the 24
listen,
track.
you just need to listen. Shut the fuck up and listen. You
No,
need to
he
put this out.
didn't.
This is what you need.
Wow.
Daphne. Listen, Daphne Punk Boy.
Sincerely, Baron Yam. And then like,
Yes.
they
Son
have so
Yam.
many chances. Like lose yourself to Mask. Give life back to Roni. You know, Roni after all. They could make so many different covers of their songs, and then
It's
just
a
like
Roni after all.
Actually, you know what? You could
It's a
pull a
Roni
Weird Al
after
Yankovic
all.
and do.
I could do one. Yeah.
Apparently,
do
yeah.
We're up all night to catch
Thing is-
Roni. We're up all night to catch Roni. We're up all night to catch Roni.
Catch Roni. Exactly. We've come so far to call where we are. Yeah, exactly. That would be good. Let's raise our masks and Purell to the stars. That would work. That would work.
Oh God.
I'm all night to get Roni.
Yes, you are.
We're all up all night to get Roni. Up all night.
All night to get Roni. All night to get Roni.
Rona.
Instead of instant crush, it could be like instant contraction,
Instant cough. Instant cough.
instant cough.
I swear to God, if
There is
we're having a girl named
game
Ortiga,
of COVID.
Insta-Roni.
It's a game of COVID,
There we go.
and it was you.
If you want that Roni, do not
And it was
be upset. Do not be afraid. Buy Insta-Roni, and you'll have that Roni instantly.
What
You
about
know,
like
this-
company
the-
names with Roni and CEOs? Like Jeff Bezos would be like Jeff Roni, and he's got like Ronis on. And
Oh,
you have like eBay, like eRoni, and then you have like Alibaba, like Roni Baba, or Ali Roni.
Roni Baba.
McRoney.
McRoni.
Yeah, I wanted to actually shout out
McRomy.
Billions served.
So I just wanted to
Billions
shout out.
served and billions coughing.
There's the beeping again. Is that
Yeah, I
me?
heard it. It's like beep beep. It's twice.
I'm telling you, it's coinciding with my mute button. I have a feeling it's my mute button.
Fucking blue
Okay.
bean.
That might be the sound of your mic activating after being unmuted. I don't know.
Possibly.
Just spam it. Just spam the mute button, please, so I cannot think that this the CIA. Because
What
I
have
need.
you been talking about, Yam?
Huh?
What have you been talking about?
I don't even talk about the crazy stuff. Like
I don't want to
for
use
sure.
it too much because then it'll wear out.
Yeah,
I
sure.
just got the fucking
Wear,
thing.
wear that button out, bro.
No, because a worn out mute button is the worst thing to have. It's all loose and shit.
Right? No, I get it. No, yeah.
Who wants a loose mute button?
Yeah.
You don't even know if you're muted or not. It's fucking loose.
Right.
Like, oh yeah,
Perfectly muted.
I'm muted. Oh yeah, baby, give me a blowjob. I'm muted. No, I'm fine. It's good. And meanwhile,
it's not muted.
blah, blah, blah.
Or he'll be out here looking like Darkside Phil. He'll be out here looking like Darkside Phil, the live stream. Just there we go. There it happened again. So it is your mute button.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
It's weird.
it's
Your
not.
mute
It's not.
button
It's
is
not
the,
the
Every
FBI.
time. That's weird.
your mute
That's
button
good.
is the Antichrist.
It is He is coming soon. He is coming soon.
God damn it! I was starting to like this headset. Now I can't use it because it's fucking mute beep.
You should have purchased what was the headset that I used to use? A RIG 550, an RIG 550 by Plantronics.
You know what? You're you're fucking genius, Dennis. You know why?
Why?
I'll tell you why
somebody
you're
eating
fucking
Cheetos?
genius.
Somebody eating hot Cheetos.
That's what I
I'm
just
not
fucking
eating
bought.
hot Cheetos. I'm not eating hot Cheetos. I'm eating.
Are you eating
I'm
hot
eating an
Cheetos?
omelet. I've got
Look,
an omelet.
look, Dennis.
Uh,
Look what I bought, Dennis.
a Rig 400.
A 400. Nice.
HS.
how much that red wallet cock set you back?
It was only $48, but
That's
still,
good.
you know.
That's good.
No, it's not. It's actually high in my opinion. I've seen better quality devices on fucking Amazon for the same price. But here's the thing. Yeah, Plantronics makes a very good product. So that's the only reason I bought it, right? But here's the problem with this device. It's not as modular as their other products. And I think that's why the mute button is beeping the way it is. It's not a digital mute button. That's the other thing. It's like muting because it's stupid.
Is it analog mute?
Yeah, it's an analog mute.
Right. Does it have sound cancellation?
Who what?
Does it have sound cancellation?
No sound cancellation or anything like that. But if anybody, if anybody has a good recommendation for one of these headsets, I'm open because my other Plantronics died on me, and I really like the Plantronics headsets because of the boom mic. So I'm now looking for one that works with both my cell and my PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would be a good find. Because if you find that, then I would definitely get that too. I would definitely.
Well, this one does it, but the fucking mute button. And it's wired.
I'll definitely do it.
And I don't mind though. I don't mind being wired because the thing is, Bluetooth adds a level of complexity.
I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back.
Bluetooth adds a level of complexity.
I'm actually serious.
Okay, right.
I'm not gonna meet a friend and stay and talk for 3 hours. Okay, I'm gonna be literally right back.
3 hours later.
Right?
Oh, Karen! I didn't know you were in town. Wow, Karen.
Karen, that's racist as fuck, Cam.
Karen, damn.
Racist.
I would never have thought he would befriend a Karen.
I would never have thought he would actually know a Karen.
Karens are great because they could feed more than one person if there was cannibalism because they're so fat.
No, Karens are usually.
That's funny. You almost said that they were good at cooking, but then you said that they are good meat.
No, Karen would not be good to be stuck in a house with overcoated.
Oh no way.
I got that Karen by the pound. That's just a bomb.
Karen by the pound.
Oh man.
Only for $8.50 per pound.
So you know what? We got to get ahead of the curve because I think you're right, Tico.
What?
They're gonna probably ban #FuckYouKaren.
Wow.
No, it's not going to be F you Karen. It's just going to be. They're going to ban Karen too. Anyway.
There's no way.
Yeah.
How do you ban? How do you ban?
They banned a 2D image of a frog. They can ban anything they want.
True story. You talking about Pepe?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What?
I still see him.
Yeah, but you very rarely see him as much as you used to, though.
Wait a minute.
If somebody
They
flagged
banned
the video,
Pepe?
it's pretty much
Yeah.
gone. Because
Why?
had a Pepe video that got flagged and it's gone now.
I mean, yeah, right. They flagged Pepe. So anytime
Why?
that image came up,
Yeah.
What is
Pepe's
Pepe?
gone.
he's
Pepe's the
actually an
green frog. That's the
Egyptian
green frog.
deity. Yeah, that story of Pepe is kind of interesting. You should, yeah, he was an Egyptian deity, and they predicted that he would resurrect back to life in like turmoil and shit. Yeah.
No shit.
And then on top, then out of nowhere, the Pepe meme started
Yeah,
popping up.
just look up Pepe the frog, Egyptian, god. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Because
Pepe was a
frog here.
Pepe was a
I am
Hey.
Jordan Peterson. Yeah.
Hey, I just want to point out a 2 moment. Societal 1s, 2s, and 3s. So just a 2 moment that I'm coming across right now.
Okay.
You know how I think I did a segue through an ice rink online one time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm passing through this area with the ice rink, and I'm noticing some high-end vehicles parked in the back area of the ice rink, and the ice rink is closed to the public. I'm looking at the front area, and it's all got those things inside. And then I peek through the windows, and I'm finding that the ice rink actually has people inside playing.
Yeah.
And this is a public ice rink.
Yeah. They do that
So it's
quite
closed
often.
to the public.
Yeah, that's kind of like the one California governor who got her hair cut.
Yep. So I'm just saying, you know, when it's perspective
shit.
that you look for,
Playing that shit, yo, get your ass out of here with that haircut. Get your ass out.
Get your ass out of here.
when you guys are putting yourselves into perspective,
Yeah, that's the man
with
right
the people around you,
there.
that's a 2.
That's my guy.
Yeah.
That's a 2. That's
just
somebody who
showing
can
what
say to
Pepe
somebody,
was.
"Hey, I want to go ice skating today," and the fact that the ice skating rink is closed is not a problem.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's never a problem. All you gotta do is be the right person or pay the right money. You can pretty much get in. Do
Precisely.
any fucking thing you want.
You call the 800 number.
That's so funny because in the rap community they actually say like more money, more problems, but it's not true. It's more like one threes, or no, not one threes, but like one ones that get a lot of money. They have a lot that they still have a very complicated life. Where they
So when one's the problem with that, when any type of one gets money, they overspend or they overcompensate for shit that they didn't have growing up, basically.
Like, more money, more problems.
Because they don't know how to manage money properly. They don't know how to handle money properly. That's why.
Exactly.
When you got like 2 2s, you have a better chance of managing money much better than a 1-1.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay, so are you? I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with GTA gameplay.
Everybody here is.
Okay, so you guys are familiar with Morse Mutual. I'm sorry, not Morse Mutual. What's the Pegasus? Pegasus Lifestyles. You know how they answer the phone call? Pegasus Lifestyle. That's basically the kind of 800 number I'm talking about. So most of these people, in 2 levels. Well, I'm sorry, two threes and above. So 2 3s and above. Some of those people have access to such, 800 numbers, and you basically ask them, hey, or you tell them what you want. You want a buzzard? Okay, no problem. Here's the location. You can get your buzzard. Okay, well, let's put that to reality. What do you want, a Lamborghini? Okay, no problem. Here you go to this location. You pick up the keys from this counter. That Lamborghini is yours, fully insured and everything like that. The insurance information is in the glove box. You just tell them.
And he cut out.
Yes, he did.
It must be that mic. Oh. Moni, are you looking up that Pepe the Frog shit or what?
It's in my profile pic.
Oh yeah. No.
That's
I was
Pepe.
like, he was asking me about like if what he was, and I told him he was an Egyptian god.
No, that was Double I.
Oh, okay.
And Double I cut out, so he has no voice.
Bye, Karen.
Right now.
Bye, happiness. Say bye, Karen. Bye, loneliness. Say bye, Karen.
Why are you listening to
Bye.
He's playing a guitar like a goofball.
I'm just getting him. I'm getting him with that. Like, I'm getting my list with this nylon because I have a friend that's gonna give me like an actual like steel string acoustic with an amp, with a plug-in amp. So I won't be playing
I cut out there?
nylon anymore.
Yeah, you did.
We lost you at. Sorry, we lost you at. They're gonna put the insurance and registration in the glove box. That's where.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So they'll put the insurance and the registration in the glove box, and you drop it off after you're done wherever, and they retrieve it. And then that's pretty much how Morse Mutual and Pegasus works in the game, right? So in real life, it may not be to that level. You can't get a tank, you can't get an insurgent or anything like that. But realistically, if you were visiting like another country, you can get security guards, you can get armored limos, you can get armed security, you can get pretty much anything you want. You just have to call this number and just request it. And you pay a yearly fee.
A good example of that is like if you go to Central America, you can actually have your own private army.
Yeah, there you go.
If you own a certain amount of land.
There you go.
That's what I want. I really want some. I want some people that can wear like, okay, so that they just wear a patch that has a yam on it, and that would mean that they protect. They're like my inner circle of people that protect me, and then there's like the outer circle of people that protect me would have like you know, like a farming logo, like a rancher logo. So those would be like the ranchers, and then you got the inner yams. And then you got the main yam, and then I wouldn't have a yam patch. I would just my full jumpsuit would just be like a garnet red color, and then I would be sitting at like my bureau, my desk, and I'd be like, "Find me the developer of Sony. I'm here right now." And then he like all of a sudden, 10 minutes later, he's just like shuffled into the room, and then like the bag, they take the bag over his head. He's like, "Oh, very yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, motherfucker, it's me." I've been playing PS4 for the longest time. Now, where's my payment?
This is the Yams Corner.
Oh, sorry, Baron Yam. I'm sorry. Yeah, we really should be compensating you. You've been spending way too much money. And you know what? We're just going to give you the whole, PS4 marketplace for free so you can play it. Okay? I'm sorry, Baron Yam. Don't want to cause any issue. I was like, yeah. All right, Gaston, please escort him out of the building. And he's like, come on. He's like,
really?
Come on, peasant. Yeah, one of my main yams, the inner yams, they're gonna have like the craziest names, like Gaston, Felipe, Archibald,
Quasimodo.
Napoleon Richard III. Napoleon Richard III.
That is so potato.
Kaiser Archibald Wilhelm. And of course, the British name George.
That is so fucking potato.
The man of constant sorrow.
Of constant roaning.
Oh man,
that Roni. They say that Roni gonna come back around again.
It always does.
In the beginning, dinner. And then like I read today that they're talking in the House Democrats of giving everybody $2,000 for 6 months.
Oh, so
$2,000 to $2,000 every month, or just for the 6 months?
No, $2,000 every month for 6 months. That's
ridiculous.
They are working on the bill right now. I just read this today. Right now, today,
that's pointless.
And ain't gonna go through.
And free rent or mortgage.
Not gonna go through.
Not gonna go through. Not gonna go through.
That's communism.
And now we are at $24.6
$2,000 a month for 6 months
as a country because of the last stimulus package of like $5 million or $5 trillion. And there's
the sad part about that, this one's going to add way more to that. This one's going to add way more to that.
If
they do all that shit,
like it did. Are they going to do the same exact thing when it comes back around in fucking October and November? Are they going to shut down every fucking coastal city and squeeze into the Midwest? Are we going to shut down our economy for the second fucking time in 2020?
Well, I have a feeling that a shutdown looks different than we're imagining it. Like Double I saying the landscape has changed. It's more going to be like people who are still working will experience a different shutdown level, whereas people who aren't working will just be living a completely different life than the people that have to work. And it's like if you've gotten funneled into that whatever category, you're going to be there. It's like we're going to go back to caste system in America, basically. Like very slowly, surely over time.
Worldwide. It's going to be like that worldwide.
Well, the prosperity and the fucking poverty gap is huge now.
Yeah.
And it keeps getting worse and worse and worse. They said like $540 billion got sucked out of this whole Corona thing. Just like lost money. Just gone.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot of revenue that's missing. Shit, McDonald's is even taking a hit. They're mad about that shit during this time. Like McDonald's is taking hits. All the restaurants are taking hits. And like I feel bad for. I don't even feel bad for them guys. I feel bad for the mom and pop shops that are taking these hits.
Right.
And then the school.
But then you also gotta take.
Are they gonna shut down the fucking schools again for the second fucking year?
A lot of these things.
How
a lot
dumb
of this
are
stuff
our
will
kids gonna be?
naturally going to like. Think about people who were like in the housing crisis, and then they who invested in real estate, and then they basically like went bankrupt, like they lost all their money.
Yeah.
And now a lot of those people have small businesses on the opposite ends. So they already, they invested in this one bubble thing, and then now they're trying to make money this other way. And it's like those people are never going to find good financial ground unless they have like a significant amount of outside help, because they're just like constantly going in and out of bubbles and crises. And so it's like unless you find a place where you're actually wanted and tolerated, you're going to be constantly ferried out of there because the crisis is going to permit it, because there's a problem reaction solution. It's like this. That's how the herd gets culled in this day and age. It's like, oh, we just don't feel like you're a good fit for this company or this industry. We're just gonna have to ask you to politely leave and if you don't capitulate. That's how it all is. That's how it works.
Duzangs, you asked the right question.
What?
You made the right statement. I mean, if we're gonna have stupid children.
No, yeah. I mean, you put them in school for 2 years in a fucking row. They're learning off of a computer.
Hold on.
Well, no, they're not going to be stupid. It depends on what happens, because like there's a lot of kids.
Let me clarify.
Go ahead.
Let me clarify. So yesterday after the live stream, we talked offline, and one of the things we forgot to mention, which I'll mention now, is the WHO released a children's book. Link will be in the description after the live stream. I'm sure Tico can make that happen. So as far as black pills go, all right, as far as red pills go, I want y'all to, if you have children, anyone out there in the listening audience, even on this panel, if you have children, small children, right, even up to high school level, and even in the college, because this looks like it was written for someone for high school or middle school level, not for kindergartens. So, look at it and be your own judge. It's your kids. I'm not trying to tell you how to, talk to your kids, but look at this shit before they look at it. Because let me tell you something, you're going to have to erase some of the shit that's on there out of their brains.
What kind of I think that's shitty, Double-I, because
that's scary with AI and a neurochip. That's scary.
We have to erase stuff, and that the reason why we do is because it's easy to erase something. After a kid has a lesson, right? Just take them for ice skating or something. Get them to focus on it. But it's like to not focus on it. But really, we have like such a void space of like creativity, that kind of stupid information has time to just like sit in a person's mind and simmer, and then all of a sudden they're believing that more than the person who wrote it, and they're parroting the lie as opposed to like actually doing their research and stuff, which is a shame. It's like so sad. That's what happens. Whereas like kids should be inquisitive, and they should question nature and stuff the same way. It's so sad. Like that's why I'm like I can't have my kids be like that. Like if I have kids, I can't force this lifestyle.
We're gonna have dumbass kids running our future if there is a fucking future. Economy's crashing, might twice. There's recession's coming. It's just lagging. And recession's coming.
We're already in a recession.
Well, right, but most of us ain't feeling it.
Just because you don't feel it doesn't mean we're not in one.
True story.
Yeah. And that's what people need to realize is that like
the ones who are not feeling it probably had a nest egg or some sort of a solid income.
Like I'm saying, small business, the
Or
people
you're
who
in
have those
service.
small businesses now, or you did service and now you have you're being compensated for something. It's funny because it has everything to do with the buying. It's nothing. It's not about how much you have saved up. That's why I really don't like when people shame people for like not prepping. It's like prepping is one thing, but like actually going out and buying something, investing into the economy is different. Like I get it if you prep and invest and stuff, but if you're just like, fuck society, I'm not doing it, it's like you're causing the recession basically. Like not necessarily your mentality, but just like your overall that your belief in the fear mongering and stuff is what is continuing us to recess. And I think that even though I don't want to like put the blame on everybody, it's like we need to all take responsibility for what we're doing to cause this, and not just put the blame on somebody else for being like stupid or you're just not prepared. Wow, look at you. It's like, yeah, I may not be prepared, but I'm also like more aware of what's going on than you are, which is like sad that a person like me can claim to know what's going on, but meanwhile, people who are all like super pro, like the pro Trump or like the pro the open up the ban, like let us back out, let us work again. Those people, I'm like, do you even like how much do you actually think it's gonna fix by lifting the ban today, or tomorrow, or the next day? Like it's just I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Like they're late to the party. They're late to the party. That's how I would put it. They're like, oh, we want to go back out and work. We don't like being cooped up in the house.
All certified, ronified, and shit.
Exactly. It's like, well, what happened? What happened? Where were you guys when all of us MiGTOWs were cooped up in the house? Because everywhere that we went in our community, somebody was saying, oh, that's so and so. He dated this person and then now that person, all they do is just talk mad shit about you to the rest of the entire community. Like, where were you when we were being quarantined? Nowhere to be goddamn found. So I don't want to hear about that shit. I'd rather hear you saying, how can we fix the economy and not like,
who hurt you, Yam? Damn, who hurt you?
Yeah.
Who programmed you?
Damn.
Who programmed me?
Who programmed you? It wasn't us, obviously.
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
So much animosity there, Yam. Damn.
Were you programmed by Bill Gates by any chance?
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Ronnie Gates. Yeah.
Hey,
no hates. No hates, only Bill Gates.
I think and I have animosity because the rest of my fucking generation just walks around like everything's fucking daisies and unicorns and fucking dandelions and shit. I'm the only voice of reason. I'm like, y'all are retarded.
I'm just as apathetic as I can. I don't know. I say what I want to say, and I just leave it for a few days, and I stream on occasion. Like I'll say what I want to say, but then I'm gonna hush later.
No, trust me, there's no action behind my words in the direction of my words.
But can we do anything about it? Can we do anything about it? Like legitimately change it? I don't think so.
No, like exactly. I'm not going to be the one that does most of. I'm not going to be the one that does most of the groundwork, because at the end of the day, even if I do get something accomplished, a woman's always going to take credit for it over me. So it's not really
me trying to get cooked.
I'm not trying exactly.
They will use their that equal access legislation against you. They'll do that too.
Yeah. Because MiGTOW's a male space, and now it's like no one has respect for it. No one has respect for the male space. Everyone thinks they can just read they read the. I didn't when I first got into it, but I got taught about its boundaries and stuff along the way. So I maintain my distance from MiGTOWs. I don't try to get into their life too heavily because I understand where they're coming from. But the thing is like, if you put out anything publicly in this day and age, it's like people feel like, oh, I can just invade this person's privacy and there's no repercussions. It's like, yeah. What were you gonna say, Jaguar? But yeah,
I was just-
that's what it is.
I was just gonna say I was such a trolling cunt when I first got into the MiGTOW community. I was making sock accounts mocking channels that I just didn't like because I was such an
Boo, boo, Dennis, boo, not cool.
That was my intro to
Boo.
MiGTOW. I was like there was MiGTOW Mindframe and he hated transgender, so I made like a transgender Mindframe and then shit like that.
Well, I get that. I mean, I understand that.
But he was exposed
Roni
as
don't
a
know
shit.
your houses.
He was exposed as a shit.
Curse.
It's different.
Roni on you. Fuck.
I didn't even know.
exposed.
I didn't even know what grifting was when I got into MiGTOW, and then I had to learn what that
What
was.
is that? I never heard of that term.
Conning.
Grifting is like
Swindling.
grifting is like when you grifting is like a sleight of hand, essentially.
All right.
But grifting is like we give like is in this case grifting is like if you're talking about MiGTOW, you don't really talk about your personal stories or anything. You just try to go on with the rhetoric and get people on your side. And then once they're on your side, you can actually do things with them and manipulate them.
That will explain
Make their
why
quality of life better. Yeah.
that will explain why my MiGTOW channels were so shit because I kept talking about my personal experiences.
Yeah, mine too, man. Trust me. I don't like. I never gain any traction on my channel because all I do is like talk about my personal experiences, and and then I try to leave all the hate shit out of it, and that's why I don't have any. I have hardly any subscribers right now, and I troll a lot too, which is like something I should probably analyze more because it's like I really only troll people that I feel like I know enough to troll them. I won't ever troll somebody initially. I'll probably listen to what they have to say first,
See, I troll my trolls that deserve it. That fucking deserve it.
Well, yeah, you have to. Who else is going to troll?
I'm talking
somebody?
about the ones that commit crimes, like legit crimes of like swatting, doxing, threats.
Sometimes you got to
That's
do that.
different. That's a totally different ball game, though.
If I ever need to troll a troll, I'm gonna have to contract you out, Dennis.
Yeah, services.
I thought about that. That's what that server that I had called Torrington Base was about. I just couldn't be asked to be present there, but that was an experiment. I've thought about making certain coordinated trolling campaigns. You know that I was actually training to be a CIA agent at one stage of my life. That's not a joke.
I believe it.
I was asked to do that
Kids
shit.
go home.
I'm not kidding. I
Kids
actually
go
was asked to
home.
do that type of shit.
Yeah, let me guess, Nate. Like next thing I'm gonna hear out of your mouth is like I wanted to be like a state trooper for the North Carolina Police Department.
Oh,
God,
fuck North Carolina.
Oh no, I got more self-respect than that.
I got more self-respect than that.
Tico Trent channel does that for me.
I got standards. It's like I got standards, damn it. I got
He's
standards,
got
damn it.
standards,
He got standards, okay?
and he's not even from the states.
He's not
See,
from the
that's
States, he
that's
got
how
standards.
horrible you are in North Carolina.
It is not that bad in North Carolina. First off, it is not that damn bad. I'm gonna need y'all to take our personal objectifications of North Carolina off the table and accept it that North Carolina is great. Okay, North Carolina is freaking great. Okay,
Hey, I could have a cigarette without being persecuted.
I'm gonna need y'all to stop hating on North Carolina. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
We have to teach our Trend channel. Do not endorse any of this hate.
We should start a movement.
We love North Carolina. We visit North Carolina, and North Carolina is a great state.
Start a movement.
Better than California.
We just started a movement
Fuck
called
North Carolina.
What about
Make
MiGTOW? North Carolina going their own way, or North Carolina going their own way.
That'd be good.
You know what?
No.
All good ideas.
To the guy who gave me the ticket that day, I would say fuck you, fuck your face, fuck your day, fuck your state.
Oh,
and wife and wife.
God, double line. Calm down, relax.
No.
Who hurt you?
Who programmed me? Exactly.
Who raised you?
That was
You need
a
a role
$300
model.
ticket.
You need a role
That was a
model.
So, well, I got
$300
one
ticket.
too. I understand the whole entire concept behind me getting that ticket, but you ain't gotta be mad at him for over no damn ticket though.
Yeah, man. I mean,
You deserved it.
North Carolina is one of those states where you can have a cigarette without being persecuted for life because they're mostly made there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's very cheap to get them there too.
absolutely.
Oh,
You
really?
get a carton. You can get a carton for $20 there.
Oh, very nice.
$25.
Tobacco Road, gentlemen. Tobacco Road. Yeah.
About to go to North Carolina, buy a bunch of a bunch of cartons of cigarettes and sell them.
Sell them.
Have y'all tried tobacco from other countries without the nicotine? Just saying.
Yeah,
Yes.
It'll get you just as high as marijuana, I've heard.
Yep.
no,
Oh,
it has less toxic toxins in them too. Because
Do
it
you
knows
use
you're
pipe
not that
tobacco,
nicotine. Huh? What'd you say?
Do you use any sort of pipe tobacco or anything like that?
No,
I do.
but I know about it though, and I do grow it.
Ruh-roh.
Oh shit, you do? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
you grow it commercially, or you grow it just
commercially, yeah,
commercially.
commercially.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean that'd be awesome to like get into like growing tobacco commercially, or I was looking
Yeah,
at
I have rice, sugarcane, and tobacco on the farms.
yeah, a lot of people grow stuff in their own personal garden or property and stuff, but like to be able to farm something commercially is just like a whole other level,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like instead of using like high CFL light bulbs, you just use the sun. Or
MiGTOW on the Winds in the backstage. You said I have. I guess he has grown tobacco.
MiGTOW has? MiGTOW on the win?
Yeah, he's in the backstage. He says he has in a private session, the private chat.
I want to do that.
Somebody fell out, so therefore he's in now.
Yeah.
Who fell out?
Roni.
Roni fell out? Oh,
Roni.
damn.
Yeah,
Wow.
I've used tobacco from other countries, like from Jordan, the shisha pipes.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's what I used to, because like I had some friends from there tell me about, or friends from Central Asia tell me about their friends who were really reckless. They would always do like shisha, and it's not weed, but they would be like so messed up on shisha that they would do crazy stuff. And I'm like,
I mean,
wow.
first off, it's a placebo. For me, it was a placebo. It was just like smoking a regular cigarette or a pack of cigarettes. Fuck, not even a pack, maybe a carton.
Yeah.
That shit pack. I mean, even though it's not like patches, it packs a punch.
Yeah, it's in a hookah. It's basically a bomb.
Pretty much. It packs one hell of a punch.
Yeah, see, I can't do that stuff too much because I've thrown up from doing like a hookah once before, because I get like a headache and then I just like, okay, I'm hurling.
You're not meant to do it that much, You're not meant to do it that often,
What, heroin?
No, the hookah pipe.
Oh, the hookah.
Interstate tobacco, period. You're not meant to smoke a whole damn cigarette, in other words.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be. You smoke cigarettes, right? But if you smoke cigarettes,
Well, that's such a weird thing too, because it's like I think we basically took this philosophy of cigarettes and ran with it. Because if you really think about it, like in the way that it was marketed was never to smoke an entire cigarette. It was just like in the movies they had it for one scene, and then you never saw it ever again. Or like just like the kind of the cropping up.
You also
like
have to take consideration too, all the stuff that they put in cigarettes now, especially in America, makes it more addicting. The nicotine and all that shit makes it more addicting.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they want you to run through that. Because like you also got to take consideration too. There's a lot of motherfuckers that'll smoke like 2-3 packs a day. So just imagine how much that's setting them back and how much it's getting pocketed by a cigarette company for that matter.
And
True.
because of all those chemicals, it just makes you a ravenous animal trying to get that tobacco into your system
Like an
or the
appetite
nicotine.
suppressant, and
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
look
basically
what happened.
like a crackhead for nicotine.
Yeah.
Look what happened after, they came out with vaporizers and stuff like that. All these motherfuckers, jump around with these big ass chimney vapes and shit like that, like clouds and plumes of smoke.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck are you doing to yourself? You know how fragile your lungs are?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not as fragile.
Cigarettes. No, it's about the same, if not worse, depending on the vape that you get.
Yeah, like I said, I know exactly what I'm doing to my body. I just don't give a flying fuck. You know?
Yeah.
Not as fragile as these liberals, though.
Oh, nice one. Ooh,
Boom shakalaka.
Right? Boom shakalaka. No, he
didn't. Boom
Forget
goes the
okay,
dynamite.
Boomer. Okay, Jaguar. Okay, Jaguar.
Okay, Minis. Okay. Minis.
Okay, yeah.
Calm down, Karen. Calm down. Calm down, Karen.
My name's Yam and I'm a Chad at everything I do.
Okay, Karen. Okay, Karen.
Karen? I'm not a fucking female.
Karen is look up fuck you, Karen.
I have. I know the meme.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We're not calling you Karen.
3 words.
Making
one
fun of
meme.
Karen.
3 words. 1 meme. Fuck you, Karen.
Craco Karen.
This is a nice night. This is a really nice night.
If y'all ever see me in real life with a Karen, you know the story. You know how that happened. I just want to let you guys know.
No, we don't. You
Things
gotta
are not-
explain yourself.
Things are not as they seem.
What do y'all think of this?
Is that a Karen?
Oh, you're showing me something. Is it a Karen?
A knife.
Wait, let me go look at the screen. Oh, it's a knife. Is it named Karen?
Oh yes. Very nice.
Oh wow, that's a knife. That is a knife.
That looks like a proper blade. Proper.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
This is what it looks like when it's closed.
If I'm with a Karen, guys. If I'm with a Karen, it's probably because I'm like in dire financial straits and I'm not willing to hit rock bottom.
As long as you can keep a fucking mouth shut, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, and I sent around a picture. I don't know if you guys got it, but
if it makes you feel better, I have just a handful of silver, which is my only real tangible asset apart from
tangible wealth. I know it's kind of like sad because like now that like I'm thinking about investing silver, but it's like I can only spend so much money on it, and then once I get that silver in my hands, I'm gonna just like I'm gonna clutch it so tightly and be like, this is all I have left. Oh my gosh. It's like I missed the ball so much.
So something I wanted to bring up because I watched the video because Montreal MiGTOW made a montage of this video, so I watched it. Speaking of assets, somebody had said, I'm not going to say any names because I don't want to bring them up on it, but they apparently said that they have $1 million in what was it real estate? Yeah. The problem with having $1 million in real estate is you actually don't have $1 million in real estate because you're not going to make $1 million off that real estate unless you sell that real estate.
Also,
millions of dollars.
Also, governments can requisition real estate in times of war.
Yeah, they surely can. And the sad part about it, because a good example of that is my family. We have billions of dollars in assets.
Oh yeah.
Those assets don't cost shit. All the revenue that we make from the assets don't add up to $1 billion. It would never add up to $1 billion unless we sell every single last one of those assets.
Yeah, because you have to make sure all assets take upkeep in order to preserve as assets.
Yeah, my point is
that's why women think that they're an asset, but it's like, but you don't do anything to improve yourself or make yourself more valuable.
No, see, tobacco farming is an asset. Rice is an asset.
Rice is an asset. You ain't an asset.
Sugarcane is an asset. Women are not an asset. Like
Fuck no. Those bitches
They're
ain't.
liability.
And
They're
that's how
liability.
people treat them. That's how people treat like real estate and property. It's like America's like, look, we have the great expanse and all these enemies and no protection.
And the sad part about that, people always talk about this shit. I always hear them bring this shit up. Like, no, dude, you don't make $1 million in your assets. Your assets are worth $1 million, yes. However, you'll never make $1 million out of that asset a year.
That's right.
You'll probably make $1 million. You might make $1 million over your lifetime, but you're not going to make $1 million out of your asset in 1 year.
Out of your assets, yeah.
Just because it's worth $1 million, that don't mean it's going to be. That don't mean you're going to make $1 million. You just have $1 million asset. Only way it's going to be $1 million if you sell the asset. That's it.
True. So true.
Like, so I need people to get their heads out of their ass when they say stupid shit like that. Only time your asset's worth $1 million if you sell the shit. That's it. And in this economy right now, you might not be able to get that unless somebody's richer than you, needs the asset for some crazy reason, like they want to make a secret home in a bunker or some shit like that, or destroy the land that you just had and make it into something else totally different.
And that's I think that's a problem with the left too, is that they make people feel so confident in the word vomit and the magic spell words that they use that they'll sabotage
word vomit.
Business.
Love it.
It's called new
They
thing.
sabotage somebody's business. Yeah, it is.
It's called
really
new thing.
A person can feel so confident in equating their assets to income that they trash half of the people that are like I said, that are giving, or like Tico said, that they're like going to be the ones that help them make something out of that asset. And they also drive away the rich people that would buy the asset wholesale from them by saying, I hate you, and you're hurt. Who hurt you? Who programmed you? And
or you should share your money with me or something like that.
Exactly. It's like, you need to take my quiz.
Entitlement much.
I know, exactly. It's like, you're entitled to my money and your money too? It's like, I didn't realize I was talking to, a feminist. And it's really sad.
Baby, you're entitled to my money, your money too? Who hurt you?
Right? Who entitled you? Who entitled you? Who raised you? Right? Who entitled you? Who raised you?
Y'all out there, if y'all are listening out there, like, you really should never respond to that question. And if you're going to respond, like, one way you could respond is to say, like what Tom Likas says, how he says, like, show me a man and I'll show you somebody who's been hurt by a woman.
I just tell them.
Show me a woman. Show me a woman. I'll show you another person. I'll show you a woman that's been hurt by multiple women.
Multiple women, yeah.
More women than men.
I just tell them you have my sincerest apathy.
I have a very simple solution.
Don't respond to it at all.
No. Who hurt you? Well, your sister was not one of them.
Your grandma wasn't one of them.
Your grandma wasn't one of them. There you go.
But that's the thing too. That's the thing too. What Jaguar was saying is, like,
there's actually a couple colleges that actually have that course. Psychesoap, underwater basket weaving. There's actually 2 colleges I can think of that actually have that course.
Oh my God!
What course?
I took a scuba diving course just so I could
underwater basket weaving.
I took scuba diving in college just so I could stare.
You heard me. Underwater basket weaving. You heard me right.
I definitely took
underwater basket weaving. That was like a joke. That was like some type of sarcastic joke in a either an infomercial or a commercial or something like that, and they actually turned it into a real thing.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to ask Jaguar, like, I consider Jaguar an ex-MiGTOW, like an ex-MiGTOW. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because I'm in my stoic phase.
Yeah, like not anti-MiGTOW, but just ex-MiGTOW. Like, you were in MiGTOW, and then now you don't really identify it. See, that's something I'd be willing to get on board with. And I actually posted a video about it that Dozangsand was talking about, where I said, like, I broke up with MiGTOW, not as in like I was in a sexual relationship with him, but I was in a relationship with it nonetheless.
He
Yeah,
ain't breaking
exactly.
with MiGTOW. He ain't breaking with MiGTOW. He got Me Too by MiGTOW.
I got Me Too by MiGTOW. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing. Like, a lot of people want to put the blame on like young people who don't. Yeah, they want to blame young people who don't who make MiGTOW quote unquote look bad or don't formulate the right
It's
arguments.
young people.
They want to blame
young
young.
people that been here a long time it's some of the older people. It's some of the people that been there a long time.
Yeah,
Who
just
still
like the
all this time
political system.
ain't figured out how to become a man.
Exactly. I mean, that's basically why I consider myself like ex-MiGTOW, but I still like because that's the thing is like I was MiGTOW at a certain point for what it stood for when I was going through it, but I can't claim to be a part of it still because it no longer represents. It's like I don't even know who you are anymore. Like it's not you, it's me.
Who
And I think we should
misprogrammed
see
you?
other people. Yeah, who misprogrammed me?
It's
Yes.
what it is like it's these people that came in before me that still ain't figured out how to become a man, how to be a man, how
And
to
that's
talk
shitty thing.
to themselves.
It's like
Who
I
basically
think what
still-
it really is like now people are coming back from not from necessarily just my personal life, but people come into it now, and it's like kind of like how you're saying I don't even know who you are anymore. It's like most MiGTOW I would look at now are pretty much women, or most people in the MiGTOW community you can see as just being women. Like
they were raised by single mothers. Many of them were raised by single mothers and don't know how to get that freaking estrogen out the system.
I'm not even talking about them. They're in different relationships with in the MiGTOW community, but like if you just look at it as a whole, MiGTOW is being invaded. Like the safe space that it was is being invaded by women. So you actually are in a relationship with other women if you are holding the MiGTOW label, because a lot of women are posting MiGTOW content, are they not?
There's not much we can do about it.
You'll never be able to change it. You'll never be able to change it.
You're both right.
Yeah.
You're both right. But MiGTOW to win, dude, man, you just opened up a can of worms. If you think about it, a lot of single mothers raised these women to feel
Mr. Form is a nut. MiGTOW touched me and I consented.
Yeah, I consented to be in touch. Yeah, because you got touched by the Spirit, the Holy God, the Holy
touched by the
Holy
Spirit, right?
Yeah, like I totally get what he's saying right there in that comment. Like, but he's funny as fuck for saying it like that.
But like, let me break this to you. Wherever we go, get away. Guess what's going to be trailing behind us? Whenever we set camp, guess what's going to happen? Somebody's
upset.
Well, no. Let me finish my thought. So, when you say MiGTOW when you say wind, that single mothers are not just raising the male aspect of this. The single mothers are also raising the female aspect of this. The male, the young man just does not need a role model of the male and female. But the young woman also needs that role model of the male and female. Otherwise, she's going to be purely taught on the standards of her mother, and that single mother Karen routine ain't going to work. You see?
No.
And that spawns more. So then some of these young women that are being raised by single mothers are starting to wake up and say, okay, shit, maybe I should be listening to this red pill shit. And if that's the case, I open the door to MiGTOW to these women as well, because that makes sense. And that would be,
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I agree with that too, because it would be.
And that's
would
why
be like,
we shouldn't.
Yeah.
That's why we shouldn't push away, female intruders into the manosphere.
No,
you got to hear where they're coming from. Honestly,
I embrace them.
Now,
I think they're good for keeping other MiGTOWs in
like, you could hear where they're coming from, but the problem is like, when now that they're here, what are they gonna do?
Well, that's the question that they should ask. But then to spurn out in their comment section and troll them, like it's a different thing than to question their intent rationally and do so logically. Because here's
where here's where your MGTOW-ness or your red pillness should, kick into high gear. And you should be guiding that misguidance in a proper way right from the beginning. So you lay down a law and the rules and ahead of time. And you say to them, hey, look, I understand you want to learn about the red pill, but there's a few things you need to know. Your indoctrination to what you are today is going to cause some back feedback.
It's full on going to piss
your
everything
learning.
in here is going to piss you off. Yeah, everything that we're going to say.
Everything is yes. And that you need to know that before you go in. And because of that, you need to tone down more than others your anger.
Yeah.
And you need to eat some humble motherfucking pie and sit there and goddamn listen. Because that is what you need to do right now. If you really want to get red pilled as a woman raised by a single mother.
Ready? Let me say something. Here.
Thank you.
Now, the thing is, I'm not gonna say that somebody needs to. I'm not gonna say somebody needs. I'm not gonna say somebody needs to try to be very practical because some days are over, gone. What I am going to say is, you as a woman, hold on, let me take it. Oh, he's friendly. All right, let me get him on a leash. Hey, I'll come back to that idea. All right,
get him, Milo.
Well, yeah, exactly, Milo. Always pulling the wind to go his own way.
Keeping the wind on track.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I guess I don't mind that they're here. Even outside of YouTube,
I have no mind
man
of them.
here.
I don't really, pay them too much attention. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, even outside of here, like you guys completely just avoid girls. You like women, you guys just completely, don't talk to them, don't conversate them, look down, look through them, just do not say anything to them. Do you not have like any sort of conversation with the woman at all?
As a red pillar?
Not if I can. Yeah, as a red pillar. Actually, no, as a red pillar I do, but as a when I am Altair, like when I have to wear the mask, I try to blend in and not be desirable. But with the red pill goggles, you can talk.
It's hard to do.
You can talk in front of a woman. You can talk in front of a woman to another man or a woman. If you're attracted to that woman, it shouldn't really matter because you should be in a zone of and a focus of I'm getting what I need to get out of this, whatever it may be. And you're not really paying them any mind because you're not going to let a woman get into your head if you're red pill, or if you're aging the red pill. Because the red pill is a place where you can actually focus on learning and on growing. And if you're out in public while you're on the red pill, then women really shouldn't matter to you at all. You shouldn't really have to move them into your frame or let them do whatever it is they need to do. But like when I think in a different context, you really should you should just try to blend in. As I was trying to say with that metaphor or that analogy, like when you have to be like, Assassin's Creed and do your thing, then you shouldn't really stand out too much or be like talking to women and stuff because that's very dangerous. You're in Me Too territory at that point.
See, he's speaking from a MGTOW perspective. So as a red pillar, I'm in a relationship, so I can't say I avoid women because I got to deal with one, right? So
no, you're absolutely right.
Outside of that, what I do outside of that situation, well, most of the time I avoid women. And that's because I see them coming from a mile away. And then places I can't, like Costco, Prime example, Mr. Formal will back me up on this all day long, no matter which Costco you go to, all day long.
You can avoid women. You can avoid women. You just don't want to.
Well, I'm just saying you can't see them coming sometimes.
Yeah, Costco,
When they start flying with those goddamn carts, yes, it's amazing there, and then they just pop up out of nowhere. I swear to God, they go between the shelves. They must be skinny enough to go between the shelves. I don't know how to fit the fucking cart.
Double I don't know how they pop up either, but it's funny. I still have that picture of that big pallet of energy drinks and the sample people giving out those energy drinks at the Costco. And I don't know if it's something they put in that energy drink sample that makes every thought in the entire Costco like become like extra hungry or something. They're like on the prowl.
Hey, I'm back now.
Well, if it's a safe picture, I think you should throw it up and share.
Oh, maybe I will. That would be
make sure it doesn't have faces of anybody in there.
I certainly will not
Yeah.
do that.
We don't want any people that are shopping.
Undo doxing.
Yeah.
Get litigated.
But just to answer your question on a quick basis, I try to avoid women most of the time, even as a red pillar, because I'm in a relationship already, right? So what is the fucking point of me trying to find another goddamn relationship?
It's the same as if you would avoid like children of a single mother or something like.
Right. So I'm not going to go out there and kowtow to some stranger bitch. And here's the thing, I've actually gotten into an argument with my woman about this. Here's the thing. One day I was very rude towards a woman because she set me off for no reason whatsoever, and it was basically somebody who worked at a store. Like, shit, man, don't try and grow some balls just because you're behind a counter. And so I basically put her in her place. So outside, after we were done with the situation, I was called out on it, and I said to her, look, you got to stop group thinking. You're not that woman.
Yes, be actually strong and independent.
Yeah.
Be actually strong and independent for yourself, not her.
Yeah.
Because if you're independent, you're not propping her up. Why would you prop her up? Because now she's dependent on you.
Basically, it's about propping yourself up.
Yeah.
I gotta go to bed, guys.
What did she say?
I haven't slept in a day. See ya.
All right, Dennis, get some sleep, bro.
Good luck.
Good night, Ditto.
You want to do an outro, or you want to let Yam do it?
I can do it.
Yeah, you do it. I'm gonna fall asleep.
I would say like, well, I was interrupted by a lot of things. It's like, I would say like, I'm not saying that.
All right, I'll do it later.
We should go back to the
do it at the end.
Because I'm not under any delusions that them days are coming back. Them days are gone. They're not gonna be coming back.
Gone with the wind.
Gone in the wind.
It's like, but for me, it's like
who's watching this. Now's your phone again with your.
We've been through this.
Yeah.
what I'm saying is like,
We've been through this.
And look, here. And again, what I'm saying is, if you're going to be claimed,
Don't win. Come on, man. Come on, just say it.
I'll say like, if you're going to claim to be strong and independent, open up, do something to put value into your personnel, into your being. When like to put something to add value to a relationship other than your looks and your vagina and your
Double I.
Get a personality. But that way you must be good, Double I, huh?
Yeah. What did she say to you after you told her to stop propping somebody up and stop with the group thing?
You know what?
Right. But it's like
forcefully
Double I said was like,
it stuck for a whole 3 hours, and then the next argument came by, and
back to square one.
Back to square one. It's like rinse and repeat.
That's all you can do.
To piggyback off of what Yam said, is like, dudes, instead of claiming a strong and independent, actually what Yam said is be strong and independent. Not only that, put something to add
Little
value
Ronnie
to
Vert,
you.
really? That's what we going now? Little Ronnie Vert, really? That's what we doing?
I like Playboy COVID.
Ronnie.
I'm gonna change my name to Playboy COVID.
Okay.
How about we
There's a
not?
talent check.
I'm gonna try to finish.
I won't.
I'm gonna
Go
try
ahead.
to finish. Well, I got this thought in my head.
Okay.
Do something to add value after you hit a certain age. Do something while you're young to add to your value. And don't go after these sorry ass motherfuckers that you've been going after for goodness knows how long. You know?
Man, I'd shoot that little thing.
You know, like how many times? I mean, have they gone after people that they really had no business dealing with, and not ruin their lives, and now they want to come into your circle.
Yeah.
They ruin your life. Like add a value to you. Add value to yourself before you go.
That's what it is. That's why
Right,
and you're
and-
talking to women, but that's what children of single mothers do. They
Right,
say,
and
I'm not worth anything unless I'm
Get
validated
those
by
lessons that your mom taught you out of your head, because men, the more men that have gone big down, they're not going to tolerate that shit. You know,
Right.
they're not going to tolerate red pill, MiGTOW, whatever. They're not tolerating it.
Well, I mean, and I think like the cooking thing, it gets thrown way out of proportion. Like,
Well, I
she's
know.
got to be able
I
to
know.
cook. She's got to be able.
Oh, no.
Don't you have work? Don't you got work today, Yam?
Yeah, not for a little bit, man. I'm chilling, man.
Okay, just making sure.
I'm letting this ride out as long as it possibly can.
Oh, good lord! Please don't be late for work. Talking about
Damn,
about
hall monitor.
I'll be back. I gotta
Give him some
I'm
slack,
just-
hall monitor.
I'm just trying to make sure that nigga keeps his job. Okay, damn. I'm the only one worried about his damn job for him and shit. I want that nigga to make it. I want that little nigga to make it.
I'm out of school.
He's not blessed like some of us. He doesn't got the financial backing and savings like the rest of us.
I'm not financially
I'm just trying to.
independent.
Yeah, we gotta make sure he makes it. Shit, I don't want him failing for no reason and
You
he's
know-
not faulting shit.
Have you ever walked through a really dense forest?
What do you mean by roll
Yeah,
through?
I personally have.
Okay. In that dense forest, have you ever come across like, the big tree?
Mm-hmm.
And you notice all the trees around that big tree? Some of them the same size, some of them, similar in size, but roots all intertwined and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tree community. Basically, in the forest, some trees will yield way so their other trees or family trees can have that substance next to them. Or what? Damn, man, you got to don't get me started
Sounds like a good idea.
But you hear what I'm saying, right? That community. What am I getting to here? That community resource
I'll be right back.
sharing,
Mm-hmm.
right? That community resource sharing, and that's what's kind of going on here. Is we're all people from different walks of life, in different, and I dare someone challenge that statement. Every one of us on this panel are absolutely from a different walk of life.
True story.
Right? But we come together and we're able to talk on one single plane. And that plane is red pill philosophy. Red pill philosophy and MiGTOW leaning philosophy. Right? But some of you guys are MiGTOW. Some of us are not MiGTOW, but MiGTOW leaning. So there's a difference there, right? And to answer that question that Duzang had, I think I answered it before, but a little bit more to that. Now that I think about it, I actually do actively, okay? There's a difference between passive and active. Actively, as I walk, avoid contact with women, right? So earlier, as I was trying to say, why would I try to impress another woman out there when I already have one in a relationship?
Yes.
Why do I want two? So I think this goes back to another live stream that we did when we talked about three-way relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been in a fucking three-way relationship? Let me tell you something. It's torturous. Because now that you're not dealing with just one woman, but you're dealing with two, and you're dealing with two of them fighting with each other. Think about that.
You're dealing with two that don't know about each other, but they're demanding more of your fucking time.
Oh, and that's
no. I've only dealt with two that actually knew about each other, and that's they were like they were always pissed off.
She's a slave to the rodeo.
So I'm telling you, dude, it's not a good idea to be in a relationship. It's not a good idea to be in a relationship. Number one. Right? Unless you have a certain type of a woman. But then number two, it's not good to be in a relationship as a red pill guy and then walk around, a park, a store, anywhere there's a gathering of other people. Yeah. You don't want to walk around them and be a part of them. I don't want to. Like, look, do you? Let's ask this question, okay? Duzang. Do you walk around talking to guys? No, because you're straight. Like you're straight man, right?
Yeah,
I assume.
Yeah.
And then when you go into a park, when you're going into a park,
but no, I'm not.
When you're going into a park, you're not honing in on the motherfucker that's leaning up against the pole over there, are you?
No, I'm not. No.
Right. So why would you do that to a woman?
I mean, I'm not saying like that,
and then let's take it even a bit further, right? So if you're in Southern California, the sun is beating down on us here. So if I'm walking in a park, why would I want some sweaty clam coming up to me and talking to me?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I know how.
Okay, so if she does, you're just gonna be like, get the fuck out of here, bitch.
No, I'm not gonna be rude.
Me. Anytime a woman walks past me, I dodge her like Neo in the Matrix when he dodged those bullets.
No,
exactly.
There's so many things you can do. There's so many things you can do.
You can't let the bullet enter you. You have to
usually
let the bullet pass.
Usually, when anybody walks, it's smart to keep some rules, right? Like maybe the 1,000-foot rule, the 100-foot rule. There's so many in between. So within a 100-foot radius, if you get in within my radius, I've already identified what kind of threat you are and everything like that. Like if I visually see you, I've already identified what kind of threat you are and stuff like that. So as a woman approaches, there's only going to be some few spontaneous ones that could sneak up on you, right? And those are the ones that are actually trying to get your attention.
They're trying. Yeah.
Right, they're trying. And those you can have an automatic, response for. But the ones you see coming from a mile away, easy things to do. Have your hand on your cell phone in your pocket, and as she walks nearby and you want to avoid the contact or even avoid conversation or anything like that, whip out the cell phone and start talking on it as if you are in a conversation, and have a script ready to talk. Don't be like, you're going to be known that someone is obviously not talking on the phone. You're just looking for attention yourself. But
I think
that's what you do. You have these bag of tricks in your pocket ready to go.
Always have
in every situation, and those bag of tricks get you out of those situations. So that's how I avoid.
And
I don't want to talk to these girls. I don't want to be with these girls. I don't want to be around them. I don't want to see them. I'm not trying to be all up in their business, and I don't want them in mine. So you know what I do? I avoid.
Who programmed?
I walk the fuck away.
Who programmed him? But yeah, that's so true, because it's like why open yourself up to something like that?
It's pointless.
And yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
But don't get me
nowadays,
wrong.
though,
If
yo,
it's
these
if
days,
it's a cousin or a sister or a brother, you know, it's a different story.
Get it? Yeah, like
Brother's
right out the
wife, or
box.
yeah, those are different. Yeah, those are different
Although
people. I'm
sometimes,
not going to avoid
brother's
them,
wife
but they're
or
also
uncle's
not trying
wife is
to
trying
get
to
avoid.
smash you
You know,
too.
But I gotta tell you guys,
but
thank
those
goodness.
are different situations.
I gotta tell you guys,
I've never, thank God,
goodness,
I've never dealt with that.
thank goodness for the Roni, all right? Because it actually made it a little more easier for them to back the fuck up.
Yeah,
But
Right.
because they haven't tasted.
Right.
But then
They're afraid
again,
of catching
you
the
can
disease.
tell who are those. You can tell who's socially fucking obsessive, knowing that this is going on.
Knowing
they
it is
still wanna
going
fuck
on,
with you.
they still
Yeah.
try to
Just
have fun.
walk into any regular Walmart and you'll see them, you know,
Mhm.
try and snuggle up on you as you're going down the fucking aisle. And you're turning around like,
I remember
you see
now.
all this
I remember.
aisle and you got to be right there next to me.
It's like a weird phenomenon now because it's like I never was a person to notice someone rejecting me. I think for like maybe 6 to 8 months when I was in college, but that was only when I was that was like in between. It's a weird thing. I don't really want to get into that, but like I only really recognize like women who actually like me and approach me and want to talk to me because that's the only thing I can spot usually. And I think it's like what's weird is like we have this perception of like incels or whatever you want to call it. They're like they only see the fact that women look at them and then look away and they say like, oh my God, that's my looks and stuff like that, I'm trying to get people to stop thinking about that because it doesn't matter. Like you should
Well,
be
that's
trying
the
to avoid them.
PUA mindset. That's the
I don't
PUA
even
inside,
bother
you know?
PUA mindset just spots only rejection all day.
I don't even bother looking.
Dude, you need to just crumble that shit up and throw it away.
Throw it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, look,
You know,
look,
like you need to look at very simplistically, right? Reprogram, because whoever programmed you
He
programmed you wrong.
Yeah,
they
that's
Who
what
programmed you? Realistically, you know, I'm not saying use women as a utility or whatever, right? We're all human after all, right? So if you're going to enter into a relationship, enter in
after all.
enter in knowingly. Enter in knowingly. The number one, you may deal with a situation where, you know, she has to be in an understanding situation or understanding mindset. And if she's incapable of entering into an understanding mindset, walk away.
Literally.
right?
Or
Don't
don't
put
make eye
that blame
contact.
on me.
This is what you need to be finding out while you're on a fucking, you know, eatery, whether you're paying your own way or not. You know, like if you really want to be in a companionship of a woman, these are the type of questions you need to ask. Like, how red pill are you? You know, what type of upbringing did you have? And if those questions are dodged, walk away.
Dodge her like Neo in the Matrix.
Like Neo in the Matrix, yeah.
The sad part about that, like I look at it like this, because like women always want to be up in your information, but the minute you ask a woman the same questions, they want to get all defensive or dodge the questions for the most part.
Right.
But they want to complain about men who dodge these same questions. So any and all questions she want to ask you, you ask her. I don't give a damn. She asks you how many partners you have, you ask her how many partners you have. She asks you how old you are, you ask her how old she is. Fuck that shit. Tit for tat. And she gets offended by that shit, then she ain't the bitch for you.
You know, don't act like chivalry's dead, because chivalry never was born. Reality.
Yeah.
Chivalry was shoved down somebody's motherfucking throat and it was swallowed.
Yeah, definitely.
Chivalry is complete blue pill.
Yeah, I don't even bother looking, you know? I don't even bother looking at women anymore, you know? I just walk past with stone face, don't even react.
That's awesome, Wind. That's exactly the way you should be.
Yeah.
True story.
Think about it.
Because if you want some fucking eye candy, use some goddamn Visine.
If I want some eye candy, I can just go on the fucking internet.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
There are some beautiful drawings of anime.
Yep. You're damn straight there are.
Okay, there's more than beautiful drawings of anime. There's like women and other great shit like that that you want to look if you really want to look at that too.
Yeah,
Well, I
man.
mean, there's enough information out there for that kind of content, but I'm just saying, trying to push the brothers into a different possibility.
Definitely.
I mean, if you like real women, they got real woman porn.
Well, the thing is just that you can push them all you want, but you can't make them actually commit to and own what they want, what they're interested in. Because a person
You
can
can
be
lead a
interested
horse to
in-
water, but you can't make that motherfucker drink.
You stubborn mule motherfucker. You need to get up on this red pill. Don't make me get.
And if you drown them, you get arrested.
And on that note, I think we're going to begin to close this up. I think everyone deserves.
And to
everyone
answer your
deserves-
question, Yam, I mean, actually, Tico, it's not good stuff that I'm smoking because I'm not. I do not advocate the smoking of marijuana or anything else.
Right.
Well, that's
Only
good.
medication.
Yeah. Only
Only pharmaceutical grade.
pharmaceutical. Yeah. Exactly. Well, yeah, I think everybody should be like, we should just go around and get the closing thoughts, and then go ahead and wrap this up. We've been talking about a lot of different stuff, and I kind of want to give some time to process all this stuff, for everybody who's been listening. And then like I said, you can push them. You can only push somebody to a certain point, but at that point, they'll have to take that into their own hands and actually, do stuff that is going to piss a lot of people off. At the end of the day, it's going to piss a lot of people off. You living your free life, but you know what? Fuck those people. Why do you care about what they have to say about what you're saying in the first place? Just be honest. Don't let anyone convince you of the fact that what you like is bad, because they're idiots to begin with. So you don't want to agree with what an idiot thinks is good. Plain and simple.
Wise Yam he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Go
is
ahead.
so potato.
Potatoes.
That's so potato.
Yeah.
Potato. God damn it.
Potato.
Yeah. Y'all motherfuckers need a role model, hug or something. Who hurt you? Who hurt you? What's wrong with you?
Who misprogrammed you? Who misprogrammed?
Gwen, do you have anything? That you'd like to add at the end of this? Thanks for shouting me out in the new MiGTOW content creator video, by the way. I appreciate that.
So, hey, did I give a shout out on your new channel?
Yeah, you said like Baron Yam has a lot of good points. I was like, oh shoot, damn. I was like, my heart like kind of like scrunched up, and I was like, oh.
He just gave you a shout out, nigga. Calm down. Shit. Nigga.
First time
I'm good too.
First time I didn't have to threaten. First time I didn't have to threaten somebody to shout me out.
I don't want to hear it, man.
I don't know exactly what the word. Duzang! I don't know what the word is for it.
Randomly, just throughout the show, just wow.
I don't know what the word for it is, and I'm going to have to look it up.
So big.
But Psychesoap, the way you use that word in so many ways, it's like you're an artist. You can use it to attack. You can use it to reference. Yeah. Oh, is that what it is?
What?
Iconoclast.
An iconoclast?
Yeah.
Iconoclast.
Yeah.
With you with the Roni, you basically have become like Kim Jong-un of anything that is Roni, and you're basically
Roni Jong-un. Or Kim
Roni
Jong-Roni.
Jong-un.
I'm gonna do that next. Yes.
Kim Jong-Roni.
Yes.
Well, Kim just had some sort of heart issue.
Yep, some complications with
He might die.
his surgery.
Yeah, he might
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he might.
Nobody stop him.
That motherfucker's around
replacement.
our age and ain't got no air yet. You gotta get this shit right. You gotta start. You gotta start just slapping some. Yeah.
Slapping some yams. And that's,
that.
that's yeah, exactly.
Well, he does have a wife.
Well,
The last
he
one
doesn't
got
want to.
off.
He doesn't want to take
Yeah.
susceptibility to the Roni.
Mm-hmm.
No, trust me, they're having sex. I mean, they just haven't produced an heir.
Boo.
He has a daughter. Matter of fact, he has a daughter. He doesn't have a son. He has a daughter. That's why. He has daughters.
What is it gonna
They-
be
they-
now?
they can only-
Kimberly
they can
Jong
only-
Un?
Boy, only a male can actually secede a president in
Right.
North Korea. So you can't have any females. So he has daughters, but he doesn't have a son.
Oh well, I guess Jefe can't be the presidente.
El presidente.
His love child in Cuba. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Ooh.
Kim, don't come after me, Kim. I'm watching you.
Ooh.
Y'all want to do some closings now?
You say you get the outro?
All right, well,
Off the screen?
this one will be better than last night. Y'all didn't like the randomness, but
Spotlight. Spotlight.
I just think
Got him.
we need let's keep investing in our men, and maybe get out there a little bit, and I see a lot of homeless people coming out now that it's getting nice out here rather than this fucking coronavirus. Maybe I kind of want to get out there and talk to them, like whether they're homeless or not, just get to know their story. How they became homeless and everything. I bet you that means.
Wait. Are you talking about Skid Row?
No.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah.
I'm not going to Skid
I was about to save your life. Okay, good. Keep going. Sorry.
I'm not going to Skid Row. You crazy. No, I'm
Yeah,
just talking about
bad idea.
Just getting to know, people out there that maybe they haven't heard about MiGTOW, but you could guide them into MiGTOW a little bit.
Yes, I think that's an excellent idea.
Definitely. MiGTOW to win.
Yep.
And to everything we should respond with. Who hurt you? Right?
Who hurt
you? Deserves. Who hurt you?
There's
Deserves.
a lot while they're telling you their story.
Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
What the fuck?
Hey, look.
Oh, sorry, that's my Harman Kardon speaker.
Doug,
go
go
last.
first. Go first.
All right. We're closing it down.
Yeah, we're closing it down.
Close it. Shut
Closing
it
it
down. NASCAR beer.
This is MiGTOW to win. Jam. Make sure you plant your roots in nutrient soil and get one of ample sunlight and water. Duzang.
What's up, man?
Roll a fat one. Double I. Don't forget to put
Yes,
eye
sir.
drops in
Oh no!
your eye candy.
Oh shit.
I'm all over it.
All right. And Psychesoap. Keep on washing your mind of that brainwashing. Make sure you keep up that personality. So who else is on the panel? Oh, Tico Trent. I can't forget about you. Don't get hijacked again.
Tico?
I'm
Don't
here.
get hijacked again.
I'm here.
And keep your wheels on the track. And Jaguar, kill a fat gazelle and carry that mug up the tree and feast the farmers. You deserve it.
That was actually cool.
That was cool.
Oh yeah, you're supposed to do an outro for Dennis.
This is MiGTOW to win. I'm gonna try to keep the dirty side down and the shiny side up. Signing off.
Signing off.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to do an outro. Okay, I was about to say.
Do an outro. Sorry, I just have to get my bearings there. But I believe I have the MiGTOW prayer that I'd like everybody to follow along with. So, MiGTOW with who art in heaven, hallowed be thy creed. Thy kingdom come, thy MiGTOW be done on earth as it is on the internet. Give us this day our daily red pill, and forgive those who re against us, and lead us not into the plantation, but deliver us from gynocentrism. Who hurt you?
What?
Who hurt you?
Amen.
Hurt you.
There you go, you nonsense monks. Be discerning. Discern the truth, gentlemen. Okay. Alright. Psychesoap, you want to do the outro?
Take me down to the COVID city where the grass is brown and the runny is pretty. I want to please Rowdy. Oh, yeah. The end game is for any man, whether you red pilled or MiGTOW, is strictly individual and not collective. And the end game for going my own way is at the very last thought of my mind within the last beat of my heart is that I went my own way. This video right here, share this to men that need a red pill. Bring it on out. I'm going to do a little something about that Second Amendment here later on. Like and comment if you stumbled upon this video and admitted this. 4. See, I had to put in that mixtape echo and shit. Subscribe, bang the bell if you want to see me again, either here on BitChute, Tigo Trend, you know what's up. Donate to channel improvements if you go to my channel or to any veteran. You know what I'm saying? Donate to a veteran because they had it the worst. They go out there to make the ultimate sacrifice for what is the society that they're fighting for. Give them in return, not a motherfucking thing. Hey yo, $ cap, mad cap on my Cash App. And no, I won't even angry MiGTOW you. Yeah, peace, gentlemen.
Double I.
I'd like to contract out my exit statement to Yam.
Huh?
Yam.
Where?
All right, yeah. I mean, understand the construct, walk away, gentlemen. Live your free life, and always know your shield wall will be here, and no one is going to shoot you in the back. This is Double I, front and center, and get on GTA and or a game where you can train with real life stuff now that the lockdown is over. So just because things are shut down doesn't mean you have to shut down. So yes, that's going to be all. You know, have a pleasant day. Take care. Go ahead. Here's to you, Tico.
Wow.
This is Tico.
I'm impressed. He did it better. I thought I was going to put you on a spot and you were going to stumble, but you actually did my outro better than myself.
Here's to you, Tico Robinson.
Mr. Tico, this live stream's over, and we motherfucking out of here. Fuck this shit. Remember, if you remember, if a female walk up on you and she's acting stupid, tell her fuck you, fuck your face, and fuck your day.
True story.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Who hurt you?
The programming is strong with this one. I think you know what, that you just started something, Yam.
Yep. Gonna do all our outros. Ain't this about a bitch? He's gonna do all our outros. What the fuck? Go ahead, fuck it.
All right. Y'all have a good one. Y'all be blessed, and we're out of here.